Oh, how's it, folks? Trying to get oriented here. Maybe I'm not even on yet. Oh, here we go. Oh, must be live. Nobody's here yet anyway. No surprise. Let me see if I can. There you go. This tripod. There we go. Got everybody in there? Over the changes? That help? Oh, yeah. Move closer. Still. Get that happening. Why not? Oh, we got somebody in here. Hey, buddy. Phoenix Coins. Look at that. Look at that. Sorry, my phone's been acting up yet. Good morning, don't ask. Wow, holy mackerel, what the heck? I wasn't expecting anybody, let alone a bunch of people this early. Um, well, I'm trying to set this up, so I'm going to make this as quick as possible. I had to wait for my neighbors to leave. They're in their 80s, mid 80s at least. I think Mr. Senor is he's Japanese, but I think he is 88 or 9 years old. And every morning, I think almost every morning, they leave right around this time, which is 04:30ish my time. And they go work out at 24-hour fitness. It's about 1.1 miles down the road. They drive there, but they make a lot of noise when they're getting ready. And I think Mrs. Senorita, I call them that because they they cook a lot, and I'm so close to them. That's why I have to whisper. And hand wave, grabbing some coffee, be right back. No problem. I got some somewhere. There it is. Well, it's not real coffee. I can't handle caffeine. How's my volume? Anybody? I kind of still got a whisper. Anyway, pumpkins come and gone. Um, I gave him some turkey, lunch meat cut up really fine, and some Costco wrote good. Thank you. Don't ask. Thank you, Phoenix. Some, what do you call it? Costco rotisserie chicken, which is apparently inflation proof, still $4.99. It's been that way for 8 years. I've been a member at Costco for 8 years, my whole life. Um, it's just way cheaper, just the gas savings alone. And I don't drive much, but I save enough money to justify the fancy executive club card, which turns out, thanks to you folks and Louie, uh, that fancy executive club card plus the Citibank credit card gets me 4% off of certain stuff. It's not off, but it comes back as a cash reward, which is kind of nice. It's like I don't know, it's like a bonus every so often. One comes from the club card, the other one comes from the credit card. Very neat. And they'll give you cash and change if you don't get up to the point of you know how much your certificate is for. That's pretty cool. But anyhow, so yeah, Silver Sleuth. What a name, yeah. I don't know how in the world I come up. Uh, I don't drink anymore. I don't. Yeah, I have maybe 3.5 beers a year. But yeah, I don't know where I come up with that. I thought I'd do some investigating on silver because it certainly has changed. Hey, clicks, don't ask. Stack those rewards. That's right, man. Stacking cash. I closed out my experimental credit union account yesterday because I wanted an extra ATM just in case, for whatever reason, to get cash. You know, when you try to withdraw almost any amount of cash from a teller inside, it's like, whoa, what's the Inquisition uh, flashbacks? But yeah, so I got some cash hanging out. I didn't really get to. I spent some of my October and November budget that I was going to possibly use at my very first coin show ever, and I didn't have to use any cash because I traded a kook kilo. that I got for next to nothing compared to today's prices, and traded it, spot for spot. Ounces of silver, and I might have got a 2 ounce maple out of that too, and a tenth of an ounce gold commemorative Canadian USA military combo coin. Real nine, 4 nines, very nice. But anyhow, so yeah, but I've been struggling with health and not so much my heart anymore. Although I got to go in for a glucose test, some other cholesterol. I want to get those numbers so I can satisfy myself that instead of taking all these meds that they pushed on me, that I think made me get into the hospital the second time with acute renal failure, liver issues. Please, um, I'm sure the dope that they prescribe me now, they don't seem to care whether you take it or not. Turns out that they care if you fill the prescriptions because that's how they get paid. Oh, what a racket. But anyhow, this is not a political channel or a post. So let me see if anybody else. Don't ask, turn them into gold. Yeah, yeah, we're cousins, bro. Um, and coincidentally, my +4 on my fancy post office box is 4 nines. That's pretty cool. Had I known better, I probably would have picked a different name other than Silver Sleuth. How about Stupid Silver, possibly? Great Lakes Coin Hunters. All right, hey, I've been close to a couple of those Great Lakes. I actually spent some time in a place called Great Lakes up in, I think officially it was called It was North Chicago, but it was a naval base. But anyhow, hello, thank you, aloha. Um, so anyway, what was so? Yeah. Long story short, here I'm back. My back's better, but since the acute pain in my back is gone, I've noticed that the tingling nerve sensations, spasms are way more apparent, especially in my left knee, which is a surgically repaired knee. Nothing crazy, just what do you call it? Meniscus arthroscopic surgery. GLGH. Oh, hey, Wolf back. Welcome back. I don't slurp like salivate metal, but I guess I make a little bit of noise when I drink that stuff. So anyway, what's going on? Mail call. I haven't been out much. I don't get out much anyway, even before I was injured, but even less so now, which is great for my odometer on my Tacoma. Uh, John Rame, nice. Good morning, West Texas Stacker. I saw you this morning on Liberty Bleeds' live. This is not going to be anywhere near exciting as Liberty Bleeds. So let's get down to the point of it. It's a mail call. Oh, before mail call, I got to do my due diligence on my chip collection. In lieu of a chip, this is a Hawaii Memorial medal, very cool, commemorative type thing from Emperor Wang. Um, and then of course, I got Phoenix coins with his. I've got a limited edition of certificate of authenticity on his coin. Silver Struck, who gifted me. I think maybe I won it. Yeah, that's right. I typed the right word into the chat. He sent me a guardhouse box with a vintage round in it. So now I'm a vintage round addict. Uh, World Money Wins, who kind of started things off with my poker chip collection. And again, he gives away a lot of stuff. And I guess if you pay attention and watch all the way through the end, I watched through the end because I heard it's important for channel creators. I don't know, extra credit if they get extra credit if people watch it all the way through. I don't watch the ads, but I just let the ads run it. Unless they're the 35, 45-minute Dr. Gundry ads, and I do click through those when it lets me skip. But yeah, so this is a 1/4 ounce of silver. I don't know if you can see that. It's it's I thought it was half of or a quarter of a Pop Tart, but it's a pie, and it says pop something on it. I know my lighting is bad. Let me see if this will help. Not much. Anyway, so yeah, World Money Wins. Southeast Stacker, man, he's been pumping out the videos, and he just picked up a bunch of gold. And to my heart, I think I remember I watched this video. I only watched it once, maybe twice. He doesn't post super long videos, but I think they were eagles. That got me excited. Uh, Seven Stacks, the queen of poker chips. FG Stacker over here. Is the camera picking it up? Yeah, it looks like it. Um, Who am I missing here? Nobody. So that's it. Oh yeah, that silver sleeve guy, the lactose intolerance issues. Um, so yeah, back to poor lighting. Where am I at? Oh yeah, so I got this fancy post office box because I am a. I mean, it's not paranoid if they really are out to get you. So I guess I'm paranoid. But so I got this fancy post office box. It ain't free, and I hate spending money. Really, I hate spending money on anything. But I'm going to see if I can bring this up on my fancy laptop, which is kind of, oh man, I'm really horrible at tech. Eh, Oops, I got to turn that off. Muted. There we go. Mute. All right. So now I can maybe actually look at the chat. Yes, I can. Phoenix Coin. Mandy's here. Hey, Mandy. Wolf Metals, West Texas, John Rim, Mandy's Candy, John Rim. Okay, so if I haven't recognized you yet, I will. Um, oh, thanks for posting those links, Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stacker. Um, yeah, I don't know how any of that stuff works, but I know how to click on them. So yeah, click on Phoenix Coins, 007. Yeah, we're cousins. But so maybe this is a little bit of nepotism, but his channel's great. Got a lot of different concepts. And I'll go through the chat here real quick, but I want to get to this because in case World Money wins, I want his opinion on this. So I show up at my fancy post office box, and I had already in the past, I don't know, a couple months since I've had this thing, I got a notice to call the window. Somebody sent me something uh, that didn't fit in my ultra. It's the smallest box you can possibly rent. It's good enough for letters, and apparently good enough for a key that you use and open up a lockbox to pull out something that didn't fit inside of your post office box. So that's a new thing on me. But here's the deal. I had to wait in line. I could have gotten in and out had this envelope. Now I recognize World Money Wins' address and stuff, so I knew this. But I don't know if you can see that. This thing was tampered with, fiddled with. Let's see if I can get this. Okay, didn't want to mess with it too much. Plus, I also, and so I had to wait in line and ask the clerk, hey, should I get some kind of claim form or something rather ahead of time? Because this thing was taped by this person. And I told her, I don't know what's in there, but I have received, and obviously it was taped. So this thing was opened and then retaped? What's up with that? And then I was watching one of World Money Wins' videos this morning. I don't know, about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, but maybe, I don't know. Been up since 2 something other. And he had something delivered that had been possibly fiddled with too. So the main purpose of the Steely the Stacker, hello. Steely the Stacker, he doesn't post videos, but I've got a pour playlist with his pours. This guy just pretty much, he's an alchemist. He makes his own silver somehow. I don't know, kind of street tips type, electrolysis, electro something or other, and danger, and uh, probes, all kinds of. I mean, but the stuff that comes out is gorgeous. He sent me some crystals. I got those things kind of not. I don't have them secreted away yet, but I don't know where they are this moment. Been trying to build a studio in between grunting and groaning from pain. So anyway, so this is mainly to this mail call besides to acknowledge the generosity of people in this stacking community. This is, I want to see if this is if World Money Wins happens to check in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to, now hopefully it looks like there's a letter in there. And hopefully, oh, and there's something else. Hopefully, oh, some stickers. Cool. Hopefully, nothing was stolen. So I got me some more stickers. Yeah. I got me some more, um, what do you call it? Motivations to figure out what to do with a bunch of stickers. I know what I'm going to do with one of Silverstruck's. At least one of them is for my guardhouse box. Uh, but this is a nice addition. I didn't know I liked stickers. The last stickers I remember liking came little stickers that you could rub off onto your window pane, and and it was out of 1969 Topps baseball card packs. And that year, they also, if you got lucky, you got a poster, a fold out poster. And so those were the only stickers that ever really got me excited. So, all right, aloha, Mild Money Wins. So I recognize his handwriting right off the bat. Oh my goodness, how about that? I think I got some kind of new stickers with a new Halloween chip. Oh, right. Wow. That is, I'm going to take it out of this plastic gizmo. So the letter says here, just to prove that I got a letter. Hey, SS007. 007. Thank you so much for the Vans Journal. I love it. Oh, that's awesome. I sent him, in lieu of swag, sent him poker chip. Uh, and it was in reciprocity of his first package to me with his chip. And maybe I won this. I don't know. Um, he does have a giveaway going on right now for a pinger. Check his latest video, and all you have to do is watch to the end. He gives you a secret word or words to type in, and it gives you a chance to win it. Um, I did not enter because I've already got a pinger. I clicked somebody's link for this. Hopefully, they got a pork chop for it, but it's cool. I'm not good at it yet, but I really don't have a whole lot of stuff to practice on because out of the many, many, many Silver Eagles that I have, uh, the bulk of them were in monster boxes with the bands, so I never even bothered to open those things to prove it. Maybe there's going to be a big surprise someday. Probably not in my lifetime, but it won't be for me. So I don't feel like anything was stolen. What does this say on there? Expect to self-rescue. That's cool. Does that ring a bell? Yeah, that's why. So this is a Halloween edition poker chip. Dang, that is super cool. Super, 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 super cool. Thank you so much, World Money Wins. And I solved the mystery. So I'm going to go ahead and exhale now because I was worried and I didn't want to have to deal with somebody that could go postal on me or even over the phone. They can reach out, shoot you. But so, all right, mystery solved. So, well, one mystery. So I'm guessing these things are cool. I kind of like these things too. Not as much as stickers or poker chips or precious metals, but very, very cool. Oh, how about that? My only Christmas theme silver that I own. I got this at the coin show, my first coin show ever. It's got some intricate milk spotting going on. Would I melt this? No, but I'm going to be melting a bunch of maples and Philharmonics. Although I think it was culture. I don't. One of the pourers suggested, and I believe him, that there is a difference between melting a 4 nines something versus a 3 9 something. I'm going to find out because I'm still going to melt some Philharmonics. And what else are you going to do with those things? So yeah, mystery solved on that one. So here I did some pre-cutting because I don't want to bleed on screen. Um, so this I knew this was. I'm guessing. No, I'm not guessing. I'm confident that this CBS return address should be an LBS because if you've watched any of Liberty Bleeds Silver's videos, not all of them, but in a lot of them, he does a lot of handwriting. He's got excellent penmanship. Um, I wish my assistants. I used to be in the golf business, and man, I would have to struggle with their printing. Even their printing, I'm not even sure they knew how to write in script, cursive, whatever it's called, or if they even call it anything anymore. I don't know if anybody practices it. I write like an old person. Actually, my handwriting looks like an old woman's. But Silver Sleuth, S Sleuth, P.O. Box 50. Okay, so I'm thinking this is from Liberty Bleeds Silver. Why did he send me something? I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I'm just going to guess that this is Secret Santa related. I I didn't know whether to open an obvious Secret Santa gift, a participant gift. Wait until Christmas to do that. I don't really celebrate Christmas in a gifty type fashion, in a commercial fashion. This is kind of cool. I definitely recycle stuff. So that's great packing materials there. It looks like it's wrapped like a present. Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. I don't have to worry about people knowing this person's, and I'm thinking it's okay. It says Christmas. Wow, holy mackerel. That's like a decades of Christmas gifts right there. So I'm glad I decided to go ahead and take a chance and open this. Let me see, back to the chat real quick before I get. So anyway, thank you. You guys can leave if you want. You can't click the links. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. Some of the channels, I like it when you can just click the person's avatar or name, John Rhyme, if I'm pronouncing that right, Reihm. It's either Rhyme, I don't, uh, close to that. Uh, but so yeah, they make it easy. Just click on it, and it says go to channel. Um, but a lot of them, it says hide user or scold user or report user or something like that. So I don't know about the links part, John. Um, but if you go to after, I will publish this as a regular video when I'm done. You have to click off of private to public, and I think depending on how long it lasts and how long, it's only been 22 minutes, and I'm going to wrap this up real soon as I'm done finding out what I believe Liberty Bleeds Silver gifted me on a Secret Santa. He's the organizer of the Secret Santa. This particular one, there's others out there, I guess. And so, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, John, about the links, but if you wait and check out this as a video, you'll be able to click in the regular chat, I think. I don't know. I'm horrible. But I actually resort to old-fashioned techniques to remember people's channels that looks like I want to click on them. And if they attend my live, I subscribe. I subscribe to channels where I'm the sole subscriber. Kind of sounds like a movie title. Anyhow, so wow, this is, oh my goodness. So this looks like the salutations. Look at that. That is cool. Man. So let's see. Oh, look at that Pirate Stagger sticker. Man, I don't want to hurt that. I'm not going to hurt that. Hey, no blood, no autopsy. Yay. So let's see what's going on here. Okay, well, maybe it's just a thank you. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay. Something. Okay, he could have been my assistant at one time. Fair winds and following seas. Happy holidays, Sleuth. So this is it looks like it's being forwarded the old-fashioned way, not with a click or a link. Yes, Blegder, Bledger, asked me to send this package along. So I guess there is a mystery, but maybe that's my secret Santa. I'm gonna have to find out. And if maybe it's PS. Oh, maybe it's Pirate Stacker because there's a pirate. Did I get Pirate Stacker as my Secret Santa? I don't know, but pretty excited. It sure is a big package of stuff. Oh, wow. This is, oh man, I don't want to mess with that sticker. That's super cool. All right, I saved it. All right, let's see what's in here, folks, and then I'm gonna let you go. Oh, I wrote a big poem, big long poem. Oh, I forget what it. I'm still working on the title. It's kind of like the battle of gold versus cryptocurrency. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Holy cannoli. That is a Utah goldback. My first ever goldback. Uh, will it be my last? Probably not. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Sleuth 2024. So I think the mystery solved. I think this is a, what you call it, Secret Santa, the kind gift. Oh, how about that? Somebody's breaking into something in my neighborhood. Nice. Not the first time. I've actually, I'm trying to create a pouring studio space, and because I can't seem to, I have the attention span of a gnat. Um, I'm redoing my passive burglar alarms, so I'm going to gently take this thing out. So, wow, they are much smaller in real life than they look on TV. But that is beautiful. Let me get some lighting here. Uh, yeah, my studio, awesome, isn't it? Don't even have space enough for a table. This is an Adirondack chair. Which man, they've gone up. I got this thing when I first moved back, 2017. But that is really pretty. Is there anything on the back? Pretty much like a reverse of it. That would be cool. Wow. I think it's Pirate Stacker or PS Ledger. I don't know. The kind's gonna have to tell me. Um, Liberty bleeds silver. But that's my first gold back. Is this the, are they all about this size? Oh, the thief didn't get what he wanted. He's back. Um, that is some really pretty artwork. 2023 Utah Goldback. That is really cool. Man, that is so nice in so many different ways. Am I a fan of Goldbacks? Yeah, I think they're beautiful. They're super nice looking. Um, do I do they match my philosophy as far as sound money goes? Austrian economics versus Keynesian real money, constitutional money. I know that's what some people call junk silver now, but you know, silver and gold is actually written into our Constitution. Of course, there's all kinds of stuff written in the Constitution that people ignore, bureaucracies ignore, states ignore. Oh, gotta get my studio light going again. Wow, holy mackerel! I never would have dreamt of owning one of these things because I'm cheap and I wouldn't pay for it, but I wanted one. Am I a Trumper? I wouldn't officially call me a Trumper, and I'm not a Democrat nor a Republican. I was raised a Catholic Democrat. Growing up in my house, there was a really nice framed portrait of Jesus Christ, and right next to that, a real nice framed portrait of John F. Kennedy. Um, my mom's mom was heavy into the Democratic Party in Ohio, and my mom was a diehard. And so, uh, but do I like Donald Trump? Yeah, I like him. I liked him as a personality, TV personality. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. It was hard to avoid seeing some of that TV show, The Apprentice, but that is wow. That's a wall hanger right there. So I was thinking, oh yeah, Goldbacks would be really cool. in a shadow box. Because they're like deep frames. You can put stuff in there and maneuver it and make a little design. I used to do that with baseball cards and bull terrier stuff and all kinds of neat things. And I think this could go into a shadow box with gold backs. So now, thank you, P.S. Bledger, uh, via Liberty Bleeds. I'm sure I'll get that mystery solved, hopefully. Yeah, so now, thanks. Now I must get the other 4 plus Florida. Now I'm keeping this one because this is a gift. And I'm not superstitious, but I'm definitely, slightly stitious, and I don't think it's good luck to give away gifts. But there's a place, and don't ask me which company it is, but you can get a pack of 5 different ones. Not Florida, because that's new. And I think it comes out to about $5 each. That's not too bad. I mean, I can piss away $5 if I wanted to pretty easily on nothing, practically nothing. Not at Costco because everything there is at least $10, right? So, okay, so that's one. So I got that. That's super cool. Let me get my studio lighting fixed up. Oh, should I? Okay, since I'm taking a break to do some opening. Okay, I got this fancy laptop. It's nice, don't get me wrong. I hate it. Well, hate's a strong word. I dislike it greatly. So make sure I recognize everybody here, and that way I don't have to keep rewinding. Phoenix Coins, don't ask. Wolf Metal Stacking, thank you. Don't ask. Clicks, hey, there's a new name. Hi, Clicks. Don't ask. I've seen that name before, but I don't think ever on my channel, and that looks like avatar might be a border collie of some sort. Phoenix Coins, hello, cousin. Great Lakes Gold Hunters, that brings back memories, the Great Lakes. I was there in the blizzard of 78. Wow. I had to dig my Camaro out from that snow twice. John Rame, Metal Stacking, Phoenix Coin, Mr. and Mrs. West Texas Stacker. They have some interesting content. I think Mr. Stack, West Texas, Marine, and I would say former Marine because he's not active duty, but they say once a Marine, always Marine. My brother was a Marine. My father-in-law was a Marine. I wanted to be a Marine, but my parents did not want me to be a Marine, so I ended up picking the Navy. Best and worst 4 years of my life. 33 minutes. So let me get through here, make sure. Steely the Stacker. Yeah, Steely the Stacker. He could change his name to Steely the Master Pourer and Silver Maker if he wanted to. Don't ask with the, looks like a border collie. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to everybody that's in here, but clicks does not ring a bell. Don't ask does, but I'm not sure if I sub to you, but I will when this is all finished. Can't click the links. Yep, sorry. This is a low-tech channel. Artists Resin. Definitely know who that is. They've got some great content. They're an excellent participator in live chats. I see that name in a lot of different, not just silver. I mean, they're prospectors, panners of stuff. I see them in a lot of different eclectic subjects. Larger size. The back dates are getting expensive. See, I must have water today. Yeah, I hope you have some water. Bitter cold. Yeah, Steely's in the Pennsylvania. I'd call it Western Pennsylvania area. What, northwestern Pennsylvania? Been up there. It can get cold. I'm from Ohio. I lived about maybe hour and a half, 2 hour drive from Pittsburgh. Take you an hour and a half to get to Pittsburgh, but it take you an hour and a half to go 3 miles in Pittsburgh because between where you are and where you want to go, there's several gorges, and you can't use the churches and cathedrals as landmarks because they're everywhere too. We made the wrong turn once. I went to a business school there. We made the wrong turn once, and we're on the freeway headed back towards Ohio again. Good fun. artist resin. Thank for no problem. Hey, you get you. I just appreciate you showing up. Blister and Barnacle's Adventures. He always reminds me when I watch his videos, and they're usually pretty quick. They don't last forever. But he rides around on a bicycle somewhere in England, the UK for sure. And it reminds me of that saying, "Oh, it's just like riding a bike." Yeah, I tried to ride a bike that was gifted to me not too long ago. I probably should have done it on the sidewalk or something, but I realized that's a fallacy because I felt like I was going to hurt myself. Wolf metal stacking. I probably didn't wolf metal stacking because I made a special log. But if you could send me your mailing address, I will right away. Bellows. Usually I'll do it the next day, um, and I even got some special cards which are kind of a little bit more tamper proof than large envelopes. So yeah, just it's HAOLE007 at yahoo.com. Put in there poker chip or something or other in the subject because it seems like a lot of them go to spam. But I'd love to get Wolf Metal snacking poker chip, and because I don't know how soon I'm going to get that information, but I'm really, 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 did I say really, really close to doing some pours, and in lieu of stickers, resend. Okay, yeah, I it doesn't surprise me that you sent it and I misplaced it or didn't write it down correctly. Now I've got me a special log. So thanks, Wolf. HAOLE007 at yahoo.com. Put something in the title or whatever that subject is. But I am checking my spam folder um, every day now, or at least every 24 hours. So I apologize for that, but I think if you probably figured out if this is even your first live with me, you probably figured out, well, this guy ain't right in the head. No wonder. But back to doing some stuff. So I caught up on chat. Seven Stacks is still here. And this is, can you see this? Oh, I paused it. That's why. That's me. I'm talking to myself, not you folks. Okay. All right. Now I'm kind of live again. So I'm going to reach in here and see what this. Oh, oh, I don't know if this is a secret Santa, but I'm pretty sure that I've made it a non-secret that I just think that bloody bag uh, idea is just tremendous. There's something else in here too. Okay, Silver Sleuth from LBS. The names have been changed to protect the innocent. I'll get this out without hurting. I don't care if I hurt myself. Slaps. Oh, slaps, I think, is slang for stickers. I wish I could adjust this phone to be a little bit more user friendly. I'll do that. Back it up. Yeah, back. I've actually got a fancy tripod. It's secondhand. Okay, so slaps, aka stickers. Look at that. This guy has been doing this for quite a long time. I was listening to his interview with Vegas Stacker, another great human. Wow. Man, I have just become a sticker tycoon lately. Ooh, pretty glittery. Yeah. Holy mackerel, he went hog wild. Oh, there's messages. Okay, let's get through this first. Liberty bleeds silver. That's really neat. Okay. Oh, they're all Rock On, LBS, Liberty Copper. That's kind of cool. I wonder if that's an indication that he's going to start pouring some copper. MOD. Oh, that's right. I'm a mod. Uh, a talentless mod at that, but I like seeing my name in blue sometimes. Don't forget to like. Oh, thank you. Don't ask. Actually, looking now, I got this a little bit light. That could be Shetland-ish. Stay shiny. Yes. And 2024 version. Holy mackerel. Thanks for all your support. Well, I'd say Liberty Bleeds is one of the, if not the major reason I decided to make a channel. Um, I had no interest in getting online and analyzing charts and all that high tech stuff. Now, there's some people that do a great job, even the big channels that I don't pay too much attention to anymore. Um, but there's still the T Square, Salivate Metals. Um, Plenty of people can. They're really good at translating news and trends and charts, and then when they can add their opinion in there, that makes sense to me, whether I agree with them or not. But most times I do. Um, it wow, that is holy mackerel. It's like blood, but it's wax and harkens back in the day of these monarchs and like Sir Francis Drake's, that when they just write a simple letter, instead of just licking it or using a sponge to wet the glue. Oh no, they had to put a special seal on it. Maybe that was for security. I think it's just to be fancy. We're talking about men that used to wear wigs, uh, just as practice. Why? I don't know. I'm sure I asked that in class back in the day because I was one of those that talked too much in class. But I don't remember an answer. Why did they wear wigs? Okay, so here we go. Let's get this thing, see what the heck's. The bag is just the whip. Oh, we got another. Oh, hello, finally. Liberty Bleeds Ochre Chip. I'm going to get it out of this. What do you call it? The flip. Oh, my goodness. Liberty, this is way too much. You're too good to me already. This thing's kind of already little holy. It's a Sunday flip. Um, some attention to this. I need a fancy studio light. Get some attention. It's Liberty Bleeds Silver. Boy, the lighting is just horrible this morning. And dark. Liberty Bleeds Silver. There are a lot of stacking and collecting since 2023. What a beautiful chip. Oh, there's the bloody wax seal. Liberty Bleeds Silver, gmail.com. Las Vegas, Nevada. Holy mackerel. Well, I've been kind of waiting and accumulating stuff for Liberty Bleeds, and I was, oh, something's missing. And I was, oh, there it is. And I was kind of thinking that I'd be pouring already. I was thinking I'd already have some swag. So instead of stickers and stuff like that, I mean, I don't know, stickers are cool, but I don't know how I got my chips made. I know they double shipped me and didn't charge me. I've got enough chips to last me my lifetime, my Silver Sleuth chips, but here is a half troy ounce of 999 fine silver. When I get this stuff like World Monies and Emperor Wang, this is instant deep stack. Sunshine minting. So I'm gonna call this a not only a generic silver round, but a private mint silver round, fractional to boot. I love fractional anything. Oh, Liberty, you just went way, way, way too. Oh my goodness, more stuffing. Way too overboard. Oh, I'm a fancy laptop. Can't see it. Divinia. Okay. Oh, nice name. I know a financial advisor whose first name is, okay, what can't you see? Let me rewind. So these are the stickers. They got autographs and stuff on the back. Yeah, I don't know why it's so difficult, this live thing this morning, because I'm just junk. Um, so these are stickers. This I think is a Secret Santa. I'm guessing Pirate Stacker, my first ever gold back, my first ever Donald Trump goldenized $1,000 bill. That's pretty neat. What else are we missing? Okay, so this was Liberty Bleeds' man, poker chip. Let me get some light on this subject. Get it right side up. So wigs, makeup, and heels were originally made for men as well. Yeah, I know. Weird, yeah. Men used to wear tights and skirts. Yes, they did. I was in. Good morning, Davinia Robbins. Yeah, I had to wear tights and a skirt in a play, Camelot. I was Mordred. I actually won the typecasting award. If you know anything about the play Camelot, um, you know I was the bad guy, and it turns out the cast thought that I fit the bill. So I don't know if that's what Davinia didn't see. This is a Sunshine Minting, 1/2 ounce of 999 fine silver. Ooh, this, there we go. This live just does not do any of the stuff justice. I can't think of anything else that you might have missed. Let's go. Well, we got some pretty interesting chat. Davinia is pretty well versed in a lot of stuff. Morning, Davinia Robbins. Wolf Metal Stacking says. Davinia says, "Hi, Wolf. Men used to wear tights and skirts. Yeah, well, yeah. They still do now, I guess. Society norms change all the time. Yes, they do. And it doesn't bother me. I don't care. I'm just the same. Wigs, makeup, and heels were originally made for men as well. Yeah, I believe it. It- uh, and you know that I've got a stylish kilt somewhere around here. It's got our family tartar pattern. Those of British pre 1947 silver lately. Cool. Pre 20 British silver too. Can't see it. Okay, I don't know what you can't see, but I can see your pre 47 British 3 pence coin only contains .7 of silver. That's really fractional. Yes, that is. But I'm even going to do, oh, wait a minute, that's less than a gram. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to make anything smaller than that. But I'm going to be making some grams and half grams and quarter this and all that. I'm really close. Matter of fact, I just got notice that my fire brick is in. It only took 2 weeks for it to get in with Lowe's. Nobody else had it. I checked everywhere. Nice. Built 3 pence, same size as the American knife. Well, thank you, Davinia. Um, well, again, I'm trying to keep this short, so I feel like I got the um, World Money Wins mystery solved. I don't think anything is stolen. This is a very nice Merry Christmas gift bag. It's very nice. Um, I will save that for probably next year's Secret Santa. Whoa. You know this customized swag? It's horrible. It's still dark. Sunrise isn't but for maybe another hour. Ooh, half hour. So this is, wow, what is that? Oh, it moves. How do I get that on? Oh, another sticker. Peace on earth, goodwill towards man. Well, that is a ultra cool sticker. Now I'd say that's a pirate skull. All right, so I can do this one-handed. No, this. Oh my gosh, what in the world? Liberty bleeds silver. Man, what in the heck is going on, sir? Oh, what a beautiful presentation. Look at that. I don't, $1, 1 ounce of fine silver. Can you folks see that? I know my lighting is horrible. Let me see if I can. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm kind of done with the tripod. I'm done with being safe. There we go. They do it this old-fashioned way. And I keep forgetting whether he's supposed to do lives in portrait, he's supposed to do it in landscaping. I got scolded a couple times for something like that. But that is cool. Let's see if I can get, oh yeah. Oh, I'll do a recap like this without a fancy tripod. Love the Cook Islands. Yeah, I live on an island not far from another island that Captain Cook discovered. Wait, is this one stucky? There we go. Oh, okay, okay. Wow, you recognize it just from the front of it. Let me use nature's tripod. Yeah, that's what I was. So yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe I did. Maybe lives are supposed to be in this. Is this called portrait? There's some double sticky tape. I love double sticky tape. Lots of uses for it. So this is a Cook Islands. Look at the design on that thing. So who makes this? Is this made by the British Mint? Well, there's Elizabeth II. It looks like she got just kind of a small, petite tiara on the top of her head. Can I get any better light? Oh, yeah, that's not bad. Oh, okay, no, so that's a crown. Wow. Holy mackerel, look at that intricate detail. How could a counterfeiter fake that one? No ways. And then the front, very similar. Look at that. That's, what do we call that? A reverse proof? I would. I've got some of those. They're eagles. Nobody likes eagles anymore, except me. Wow. Well, I'm gonna have to, yeah, right, Phoenix coins. Love the wavy net look in the fields. Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Space Miner had a bunch of those. He had hard times and sold. Oh, my foot still hurts from kicking my own butt. Well, man, yeah, that kind of hurts my heart too, Space Miner. But I feel like you've rebounded from that. And if not yet, and you probably don't feel like it in your mind, because I feel like you're, I wouldn't say perfectionist, but definitely attention to detail type person. So if you don't feel recovered yet, you might not. You might be like me, can have regrets forever. But I think you're going to do fine if you're not already doing fine. Lives can be in either, depends on the position of your device. Doesn't matter to me how it's done. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I was trying to go live with this, and it wouldn't let me. It said, "Oh, reposition your this something or other." So let's do a recap, and you guys can get on with your lives. I really appreciate everybody that showed up. Not sure where the Cook Islands are. Cook Islands, I think, are somewhere between Hawaii and I'm going to say Eastern Australia. I know that's a big gap. I've forgotten so much stuff in life. So recap. So we covered the world money wins. He sent me a new uh, um, special edition, Halloween edition poker chip. I want to keep all this stuff organized because I do want to figure out the mystery of this Captain Bleedy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to find out more about this because I don't want to thank the wrong person. Well, how can you thank a wrong person? First of all, I want to thank Liberty Bleeds for sending this along and then including just way too much stuff. I don't deserve anything like this. For some reason, that handwriting does look familiar, but I don't know for sure. I don't know much for sure. So, oh yeah, so here we go. Buddy Wynn sent me this, probably just for like season greetings. He might have gotten some new stuff. Yeah, his letter said some new stuff. So that's cool. I think this is actually a limited edition one, but now I'm thinking this is more limited. Limited, super sweet. Um, this I got to figure out what's going on. So I think I got my Secret Santa um, receipt. I feel bad now. Uh, if this is all Secret Santa stuff, because see, I forget who. Oh, I don't want to spoil it because I don't think he's open. I think he's going to open my Secret Santa person that I got. Um, they're going to open their stuff. I think on Christmas Day ish. So not. I don't think it's a mystery. Shouldn't be silver foil hat. Very new person to me, and I think it's new to the community. But boy, you can't tell by watching or listening to him. Definitely seems like a old time veteran, a OG, you folks would call. So I got a gold back, first ever. Won't be my last now. I was toying with the idea of making a shadow box because I'm not going to stack them. Uh, and this is cool. This might go in that shadow box, no matter where you are politically. I don't care. I have to converse with people that believe almost completely opposite of me if I still want to maintain contact with my family and pretty much anybody around here, Hawaii. Uh, so this is neat. Christmas card 2024. Can you folks believe it's 2024? Almost 2025. That still mystifies me. You didn't wait a minute to open yours. You were stoked. Yeah, I'm. Well, thank you, Davinia. Well, I can tell you and I are going to get along just fine and dandy. Captain Bleeds Silver. Oh my gosh. Captain Bleeds Silver. Could that be the mystery? Oh man, I'm gonna have to what do you call it? Review the chat. I'm just paying too much attention so that I don't, I don't hurt myself and drop something. I lost a maple. That's somewhere down there. There's a 2009 or 2003 Canadian maple leaf. It might be drawing ants because of all the milk on it. Merry Happy Holidays, 12 Days of Christmas. Not too commercially minded. So that was a nice wrap up. I'm going to look at the chat and then I'm going to beg out of here. So let me try to keep my phone on something I know how to do a little. Wow, this is way above and beyond the Call of Duty. That was in the fancy white box. But it had a Liberty Bleeds sticker. And then we got a Captain Bleeds. CBS equals Captain Bleeds Silver. So thank you, Wolf. So Captain Bleeds Silver was my Secret Santa person. Man, there's just too much stuff here. I should have done this way ahead of time, got it all organized. Well, Captain Bleeds Silver, thank you very, very much. Super generous, super thoughtful, kind of super mysterious too for a second there. OBS. I'll get all this stuff straight. Uh, Fancy stuff. So yeah, I'd say I scooped. I don't know. Oh, there's Liberty Bleeds Silver finally. Did he put that package in there for me? Oh man, I'm Davinia. I understand you think you're old at 50, and I thought I was old at 52, but I'm 65 now. And what's after old? Just dead. I feel so brain dead, uh, memory dead, but I'm certainly not silver dead, and I'm certainly not dead enough to not have super generous friends. So Captain Bleeds Mystery Man. Yeah, I'm just not there anymore. Too much. I don't know. sometimes things still click. I'm still really great at math, kind of freakishly. Speaking of a Divinia, so how do I know that Divinia is a financial advisor? Because my 86-year-old mother-in-law, who just a little over a year ago, December 7th of last year, lost her husband of 60 some odd years, had to go to her only bank and deal with, the leftovers, the deal with the effects of being a widow and a bank account and all that kind of stuff. And so, I it took me 8 years to convince my mother-in-law to let me do your taxes. Quit giving H&R Block a few $100s and get no return. That's a ripoff. And they've been doing it for who knows, probably as long as H&R Block's been alive, at least 40 years. And so she went, instead of writing a check for 350 or something like that and getting nothing, they finally let me do their taxes for 23. And yeah, they got back $1,400. And I think I left some money on the table because I wanted to be super conservative. I didn't want them to get in any trouble. So we're going in to check out the details of the leftover, the checking, the savings, the .000 whatever return. And, I could just talk till I was blue in the face and I just don't get anywhere. But, um, but I did come up with an estimate of what everything was going to be as far as her future Social Security benefit, spousal benefit, pension, 70% of this, 90% of that, Medicare. I cheated a little bit on that because I've been studying Medicare for the last 5 years or so, because I knew I was going to take my Social Security early. And anyway, we're at an hour, so I'll get this over. But anyway, I was $2 off from all these totals added together because I rounded up. And so at that point, I feel like I might have scored some financial brownie points, but I'm pretty good at math. It's really weird. Um, Percentages, all that stuff. I just kind of, what does my wife say I am? I'm kind of like a Rain Man sometimes. I've been described as strange, but I prefer kind of like an idiot savant with a touch of Tourette's that sometimes can be socially acceptable in certain instances. So I got all kinds of neat stuff. Yeah, I love this, and I know it's going to sound funny, and that's super cool. But this bloody bag, that is that deserves its own shadow box. Yeah, well, I think you should probably get some kind of royalty, the royalty uh, stipend from. I mean, Captain Bleeds Silver. That almost seems like a what you call trademark infringement. Is that right? But I'm just not in the right mind to. And it's not like I need more coffee because I don't need coffee. Yeah. Um, so I'm a little confused. I don't get high anymore. Uh, I did start smoking again only because I just can't. I can't. My nerves are shot. And don't get me wrong. If I were to get a care package, and normally I do get one, and for the last 8 years I've made it last from one Christmas to the next. So hopefully I'll get me a little care package here at the end of the month. Besides the free food that they bring over, my brother-in-law hooks me up. So yeah, that's pretty neat. So yeah, this is just way too much. So what I'm going to do, because it seems like that Liberty Bleeds knows this Captain Pirate dude, yeah. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably recycle. I'm going to recycle a lot of this stuff. I just love recycling. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Um, so I've got some stuff that I've been wanting to get to Liberty Bleeds Silver, but I wanted to wait until I got my pores down. Uh, and Steely Stacker was telling, he's a master pour. Um, Steely Stacker was telling me, oh, because I was going to send him one of my first drawers because he sent me oh man, he sent me some crystals that he made, alchemy wise type stuff. And where does this thing go? I need to use my studio light, but I don't care. I'm not sentimental about a lot of stuff. I'm sentimental about my dog and my past dogs. Where did the thing go? We got a really cool skull bracelet for Liberty. Um, it's not silver. It looks silver. It's silver in color. How does that sound? And I've just been kind of stashing stuff away, um, like a pocket carry. That anyway, maybe he'll when he gets it, he'll do a video, something or other. I'll put a. I won't. I'm not gonna do any kind of mystery stuff. Although Angus McPrepper gave me something to give to Liberty. I'll send it along, but I'll make sure it's clear because I know Liberty's getting up there in age too. He's, he's young at heart for sure. Got lots of energy. Show Lord, sport, respect there bleeds. Wow, this is the plot thickens. Fair winds and following seas at sleuth. All right, Captain. Um, yeah, he's probably a ghost, Captain. I think there are movies where I don't, I'm not really much of a movie watcher anymore. I've seen movies, don't get me wrong. Used to have a VCR and TV and fast forward and stuff like that. I pay for TV. I just don't watch it. I've been paying the cable here for wow, probably 18 years now, and I've only been back for 8 years. But cable TV and a lot of channels is a really good babysitter for super old people. So Davinia, 50 is great. 50, I'll tell you, 50 was good. Is a good age, I think. Between 40 and 50, I felt like I was in my prime, not just physically, but Liberty's in his 70s. Yeah, no, I think he's in the 70s. Uh, but I think he is 50, I'm going to say mid 50s, 54. He's young enough to be my brother, my baby brother that I would have slapped around as a youth for sure. Although he probably kicked my ass. Oop, my okole. Didn't say 50 is old. I just can't believe. Yeah, yeah, it does. Davinia, yeah. And if it weren't for mirrors, I don't think I would have noticed it right away. Emerald Coast Stacker, hello. All right, so I'm done talking. I want to review this chat because I don't want to miss anybody that was kind enough and generous enough with their time to bother um, tuning into anything I got to say or do. Although I'm really excited about my poem. I'd read it now, but I'd have to remember where I put it. Boom, boom. Okay. Um, so I'm going to use. Am I going to use the tripod? No. So recap: poker chip galore mania, stickers, swag, as we call it in this community, and I say we. I feel like I'm a member. Um, Kind of like when I played sports as a undersized youth. I feel like I'm like the water boy. So yeah, I don't know which is the most beautiful of what I've received. This thing is awfully gorgeous. Not the sticker behind it, although I like that too. But that coin, but these bloody bags, they are. I just love them. I am so happy to have one. Challenge. I'm going to have a challenge now. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with all this stuff. I have no space. I mean, yeah, this chair holds a pretty good bit of stuff, but I've got to sit in this chair sometimes too, a lot of times. And my dog and my feral cat friend Pumpkin, they like this chair. All the boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. Who is that? Thin Lizzy? I saw them live. They were actually great. in concert. I think I saw them with Golden Earring and Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent was the headliner, and I have to. I mean, and I like Disco's Dead, Long Lives Ted. I saw Ted at least a dozen times. It, his show did get stale. Same thing every time, practically. And I didn't know he was a gun enthusiast. I didn't know he didn't party or nothing, and that was a strike against him in my eyes. I found that out about Frank Zappa later on in life. Slightly disappointed, but in retrospect, probably better for him. Uh, so I'm gonna. Oh, okay, Thin Lizzy. So let me go through the chat here. I guess I can do it on the phone. Yeah, that's too complicated. Plus, oh my gosh, Gator Golden Coins knows who Don Mattingly is. Holy mackerel. Now, there's a channel that I highly recommend. I'm sorry. Um, I'm going to get to that here real soon. And his time's super limited. Uh, so I definitely want to recognize Gator's Gold and Coins channel. Um, very, for me, very entertaining, but also educational um, and eclectic and just funny as all get out. Not always. I mean, he can be very serious. And actually mentioned him. Liberty Bleeds. Wow, Pound of Gold. I was being slightly facetious, putting them in my poem. It's a pretty long verse. I used to write. Matter of fact, I've got. I'm not a writer. No one's ever paid me to write. I spent money to write in college. You had to write papers and stuff like that. But I've been writing poems. I was on an epithet tangent during one of those high school classes, advanced literature or something or other, creative writing or something. Mrs. Schiff, she inspired me. She encouraged me. Let me see. Here lies Fred. He died from a blister. It was around his neck before he murdered his sister. Stuff like that. Wow, I've got it. Now that's it. Wow, I'm 65, so oh my gosh, that's 50-plus-year-old memory working there. Nicotine helps. And so let me go through here. So I did all that stuff. Let me see if I can do the page down. Nope, no good. Nope, still not working. I'm going to keep it focused on that beautiful Cook Islands kind. What you call it? Coin. Ah, this is not working. Okay, I am so high tech, or just high. I don't think I missed anybody there yet. Thank you, West Texas Stackers, Mr. and Mrs., for providing some links. I just saw a link. Everyone has a great weekend. Thank you. Don't ask. Steely Stacker, aka Steely Alchemist Pouring Master. Wolf Metal Stacking. Thanks, bro. I will get that. Even if I have to send a separate swag envelope, no biggie. Uh, but send me the email. Anybody, send me an email where I can mail you stuff. I already got Liberty Bleeds. I'll send something for the Captain Bleeder, and he can forward it on to him. Um, I'm not opposed to going to the post office to drop stuff off because I enjoy going to the post office and opening up that little itsy bitsy post office box, which is the lowest one outside. Uh, Lately, it's been hurting my back to check it, but it's worth it to me. So, Artist Resin, thank you. Wow, I don't know how you put the person's name in that super bright orange box in the chat, but that's pretty cool. I wish I knew how to do that. So I appreciate you stopping by. Blister and Barnacles, oh man, I think there's a 12 or 13-hour difference between he and I. Um, Rides around on a bicycle. I think it's an electric bike. He did it in the snow and the ice, and kind of had to look through my fingers in case he wrecked or something. It was kind of spooky. Super cool guy. I wish there wasn't so many mail MAIL restrictions when it came to using using the mail system to keep in contact with people that live on different continents. Now I tease Hawaii. Yeah, it is part of the United States. We're a state, but I always look forward, especially around my relatives and my Hawaiian friends, to call the mainland the states. What do you mean? We're a we're a state. Oh yeah, well, what? Where's your constitution? Where does anybody in the state house have a, a copy of the United States Constitution? Okay, Davinia knows how to do that orange at Silver Sleuth trick in chat. Very cool. I'll have to experiment one day and just maybe if you just do the at thingy in regular chat, it works like that. So Davinia, I already told you my Davinia story. So anyway, yeah, that financial expert that I was only $2 off. It took me 5 minutes to come up with the magic number, and I think the appointment was an hour and a half or more. There's a lot of paper signing, switching over the trust from a married couple to a widow and that kind of stuff. That was very secretive, uh, you know, very secretive to me, and I don't blame him. I've only been a son-in-law for 45 plus years now. Um, demonstrated that I'm pretty capable of keeping their daughter not miserable and healthy and happy-ish. Um, but yeah, but I learned that, oh man, it took a lot of pressure off me. I really don't have to worry about my wife's financial future. Um, you know, excluding any catastrophic, black swan, false flag, SHTF type situation. But that's life, and I've worked on her salvation aspect of afterlife, and so I'm pretty confident. But as far as financially and stuff, I think she's going to be okay. And anything that I've been able to do, whether it's collecting and hoarding silver, it's just only going to be a bonus. And maybe she won't. Well, first of all, she might not be inclined to dig down 3 feet in a few different spots in a few different locations. So maybe my brother-in-law or my nephews will find that stuff someday. Or maybe if I live till October of 2029, that's my goal. That was my 30-year plan. That's when I would fish everything out, get it all out in front of me. Um, Break those bands and see if are there really eagles inside there? Uh, I feel like they're heavy, uh, but could be lead. Who knows? But the neat thing is, if it turns out that a bunch of my stuff is counterfeit or fake, it's not gonna hurt my wife. I don't. I tell you, that's big, 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 big load off of my responsibility shoulders. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna still stay frugal. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna not get stuff that I want in case my wife decides she wants something or other. But she's pretty frugal too, and not because of me. Um, so yeah, life's great. Keep living. What do they say? This is not financial advice. I love it. I love it when people say that in their videos. Who's listening to you for financial advice? Plus, it should be in your channel's description disclaimer thingy, right? Mine is. I even let people know if I copy what you got on there, I'm doing it under fair copyright laws and for entertainment purposes and educational purposes and to promote free speech. So if they don't want to read the fine print, that's fine. But yeah, I don't have any financial advice. Stacking advice. Yeah, I've been stacking for a long time. But all for the wrong reasons, did it everything the wrong way. Fortunately, I did it when, silver was 5, 6, 7 bucks an ounce, and gold was 3, 4, 450, and it started going up. But by that time, I'd already hit my goals, and but I was addicted, and then I started collecting. Thank you, Artist Resin. Hey, check out Artist Resin's channel, folks. Even if there's no fancy leaks right here, write it down and go check it out. It's easy to find. Uh, Very interesting. Space Miner. I think they are the osmium expert. There it is, right there. The lead tungsten issue is what got me into osmium. Not recommended for everyone, but for me, it helped my nerves. Dude, or dudette. Uh, Absolutely. Uh, and this channel stuff, getting on here and rambling for what shouldn't have been an hour and 21 minutes, to me, it's therapy. I never talked about precious metals, silver, gold, hoarding, stacking. I didn't even call it, it wasn't even called stacking, I don't think. It might have been, but I wasn't talking to people about it. Yeah, I talked about it to the guy that got me into being interested in buying and trading for some of the stuff that he had. So there might have been an ulterior motive there. Um, uh, but so instead of I tell you, I don't know I don't know if I'd even ended up buying half of what I got if there'd have been YouTube back in 1998. Maybe there was, but I wasn't paying attention to it. Um, and if I was, it wasn't for gold and silver. It was for collectibles and postcards and Roseville pottery, knickknacks, the neat cast iron stuff. So I was semi-antique, let's say antiques and collectibles. Actually, and I don't know how to get rid of it. My title, I resurrected my eBay account and PayPal, and it still lists me as a business, Circa, CIRCA, Antiques and More. I actually helped design that. And there was a time where I knew how to do HTML because I had my own website. I used it mostly for bull terrier rescue, but then I figured out how to I get more photos on eBay without paying extra because I think there was a maximum, and then every photo after that costs you an extra 6 or 7 cents or something like that. But I've always been frugal because I was poor growing up. If it wasn't for squirrels and potatoes, I don't think I would have lived past 13 years old. I think I'd have starved to death. So we got Captain Bleed Silver makes an appearance in the chat. South Pacific. Did I page up stuff? No, that doesn't work. So Davinia knows quite a bit about Hawaii too. Yes, the Union Jack inside the U.S. flag. It's a nice looking flag. It's better. It's nicer looking than Ohio's. Ohio's is actually officially, technically, apparently, not a flag. It's a pennant. I'd like to see what if they were to make a silver bar out of that, what it would look like. So yeah, Davinia can't believe she's 50, and I can't either. But yeah, it happens, and you know, so yeah, I don't do silver advice. Just don't do what I did. Uh, Gold advice, same thing. Don't buy fractional. It's too expensive. Unless you pay attention to world money wins. Don't listen to me. But when it comes to maybe a few life lessons, like marriage, 45 years continuously in a row. What's your secret? People's ask me, hey, Angus, what's your secret? There's no secret other than you have to be not selfish, think of somebody else, and don't yell inside the the residence unless it's a real emergency, like a fire. Or hey, the dog is pulling out cords out of the outlets, stuff like that. That deserves a little bit of volume. And then as far as silver, gold, stacking, whatever you want to call it, collecting, yeah, collect what you want, get what you can while you can, when you can, where you can, for the best price you can, without neglecting other priorities, obligations, and investments. That's pretty simple, but I am simple-minded. So did he put that package in there for me? So yeah, Liberty Bleeds, he's kind of adding on to the mystery, but I'm gonna have to study this stuff after I'm done holding the camera at the same time on that super pretty. Oh, I like that blue. Where that blue color's coming from. Hopefully nobody in the chat's offended by a portrait of anybody. I mean, this could be a a Clinton $1,000 bill, and I would be able to appreciate it for the artistry. And look, it's even got that blue strip going down it. Hey, does anybody remember when they used to put a plastic strip in those things? And there was a time where we would pull those things out just for fun, but then someone said, "Oh, it turns out that's not legal to do." Oh, yeah. So let's just put that on the list of all the other illegal stuff that I've practiced before. Space Miner, the Osmium, did I get that right? Osmium aficionado, Kingpin. It's pretty cool stuff, though. Space Miner, Liberty Bleeds. I'm not a money advisor. No, you aren't, but there's another one in Hawaii. Been in for 29 years, no sign of a reprieve. That must be marriage. Well, I've taken, I guess, a couple oaths in my life. I had to raise my right hand. It surprised me. They kind of sprung it on us in pre-basic training, pre-boot camp. And I forget where it happened. I actually think it happened at the recruiting place. All of a sudden, okay, you feel like you're at a job interview and you've already taken some tests and you're qualified to chip paint or sometimes do cryptography. Or I was an operations specialist. Now that sounds pretty fancy, and I'm going to let you think that it's pretty fancy, but it's not. I picked it because of the name. Uh, it sounded cool. Just wanted to get the heck away from my itsy bitsy town for all the reasons why I wish I could go back to it. Okay, there's some links provided by Liberty Bleeds Silver. Number 13, taxes, not got a clue. Yeah, taxes are interesting. I'm actually pretty good at taxes, but what I've been good at is trying to earn just enough money to be able to live and invest, take advantage of some legal stuff that I didn't need an attorney to pay to figure out. Didn't hurt that I have some attorneys and dentists and doctors in the family that I can sometimes ask questions of. But yeah, taxes are interesting. You know, I think taxation is theft, and that's really what messed up my whole life was reading books. Uh, there was the first book I read that really opened my eyes to the political nonsense and shenanigans that goes on. It's called The Naked Communist. Hell, I forget the author's name. That was an eye opener. And then, when I took that back to the library, I started looking around, at books nearby, and then I found, writings by uh, von Mises, Ludwig, Murray Rothbard, and then fast forward a few years, a couple more years, then Ron Paul and Hayek, and I really got into Keynesian economics versus Austrian economics, and had already decided that I didn't like the system, and I'm going to use the word cheat the system, but I didn't do anything illegal, but I definitely let this I would work the system as opposed to letting it work me. So it looks like towards the end of the chat, Wolf Metals. Hey, Wolf, send me that email. I will definitely hook you up. Uh, might be more than one envelope that you get in the future. And because of my mistrust for the United States Postal Service now, all of a sudden, um, and I've done very, very well with the post office before. I've shipped back and forth from Hawaii to Ohio 3 different occasions. We're talking 50 plus boxes at the same time, priority mail. which has doubled in price since the last time I used it to that extreme. That was in 2000, late 16, early 17. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how to do that. I'm also, because I'm such a tightwad, I found out recently that when you write non-machinable, it costs, here in Hawaii, it costs an extra 49 cents. Crazy, yeah. Maybe that's just Hawaii. I don't know. Or maybe it's just that teller. But she's cute, so I just, I didn't grumble. But you know, what's so suspicious at Wolf? Yeah, Captain Bleeds Silver, and the fact that you're in blue. Oh well, Phoenix is in gray also, and Divinia. I don't know what the differential connection is between a blue name in chat and a gray name in chat. And maybe I'll figure it out someday, but I don't know. I doubt it. I know they got, okay, we finally caught up. Well, here's Gator Golden Coins. Hello, hello, wave, wave, wave. Thank you, Gator. I know you're super busy. I think I've already encouraged people to check out your channel, if not for the information, the education, the fun. Um, and if you don't like baseball cards, that's fine. Um, Click on the video. His videos are not long, like some people's that I know personally for my whole life. Just walk away if you don't want to hear about baseball cards and stuff like that. But he recently did. I mean, he's some kind of analyst, and he recently got a new. I think it's tech stuff. Probably computers are involved or whatever, but definitely charts and graphs and non-financial advice that you know makes sense. Does that mean I'm going to go out and buy some crypto? No, probably not. But that doesn't mean I can't cheer for him from the sidelines and vicariously participate in his victories. But he has a super interesting and very commonsensical way of dividing up um, net worth into investments because he's young. You know, uh, I'm to the point where I don't really care anymore. As a matter of fact, I don't think I need to collect any more silver. Why am I still buying it? Because it's fun. And there's some really neat stuff. And then I got to meet you. Okay, so Liberty's 59. I'm thinking that's human years because he's a dog. Next thing you know, there'll be a Liberty dog bleed silver come in the chat, pretend to be some pirate captain. Uh, Space miner, yeah. Really, I like your baby brother. I feel like your baby brother. Yeah, you're. I have. I've had two brothers. There was 6.5, 7 years between us all. So my first brother was born in 47, the middle child, born in 53, and I was born in 59. And you kind of talked to me like I talked to my brother, although he's definitely got some health issues, but he doesn't have to worry about rubbing two nickels together to make a fire. It's done very, very well. People say I don't look 50. People think I'm only in my 30s. I got that. I'm not psychic. I'm a little psycho, but anybody with the name Davinia, and I was comparing you to the only other Davinia that I've met, and I would say she's probably the same. She's probably 50-ish, but doesn't look it, and not too difficult to look at. I visualize stuff. And so I kind of visualize that about you just based on your comments and the persona that you exude in the chat. Gator Golden Coin says Trump. Phoenix thinks somebody was at Woodstock. My brother thinks he was at Woodstock. Now, I think that he believes that. And he might have been. That was, wow, those were some wild days back then in the 60s, 70s. But his lifestyle did not really influence mine. Boredom influenced my lifestyle. You know, I went from collecting baseball cards to uh, pretty much partying. Let's see that ship again, buddy. This ship, isn't that something? I don't know how to get that. There's like a blue glow happening there. Oh, I know what to put it in a bloody bag. Yeah, that is something else, ain't it? Hey, thanks for getting on here, folks, and sticking this long and putting up with my complete lack of technique. Oh, ship. Using nature's tripod right here. Let's see. You're one of those scattered lunatics. Yeah, I got issues. But if I wanted to play poor me and give you an excuse, I've actually had two skull fractures in my life. I had a basal skull fracture the summer before my ninth grade year. Got kicked in the head at the pool, and that was bad. And then I cheated to get out of the hospital and got spinal meningitis. Had to go back in. Had some issues. Didn't affect my grades or anything. I don't think. I was already partying by then. That hasn't. I don't know. Maybe it has. Maybe not even motivation wise. I mean, I started a whole new career at 40. Um, so I don't feel like any of that affected me. But then I was in a really bad. I got T-boned in a access cab Toyota. It was before they were called Tacomas. I don't think it was a Tacoma yet. R22 or something rather. And survived that. No one could believe anybody survived that. But yep. So yeah, I'm just one slight head injury away from being on the street. So, little man, so wait, time to get to the day. Okay, little man. Yeah, my well, the roosters are always awake here. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's just it doesn't even bother me. Matter of fact, I my alarm is a rooster crowing. But yeah, Forrest is going to be getting up soon. I'm surprised he hasn't. I haven't heard him woof yet. Pumpkin might be back. Sometimes he comes twice in the mornings, twice at night. He likes me. He likes the food I give him too. I saved his life. Okay, so I'm getting caught up here. Space Miner, Phoenix on fire, Phoenix coins. That's a cool looking emoji thingy. Is he crying? Little purple guy crying? My dog is sitting in my chair, Davina Robbins says. Sitting like a human with her arm on the armrest. She's so adorable. Dogs are the best. And turns out cats aren't too bad either. And I've got my only experience with cats are two feral cats, both boys, uh, uh, both orange. So I don't know if all cats are like that, but they're pretty cool. But they're not like dogs. If you add us, it allows us to block spam. Click on names to visit channels and share links. Okay, Space Miner. Let me. Yeah, somebody talked me through that once. Let me see if I can do that. Who said that? Space Miner. So touch that. Channel activity, hide user, add as a moderator. Hello. Let's see if that worked. Save. I'm going to go ahead. Nature's tripod. That's my knees. Very high tech here. Low tech. See if I can get this thing. Scoot off a little bit. Okay. See if I can get some other neat stuff in the picture, especially my new stuff. Hey, President Trump. Uh-oh. Double sticky tape. No good. Saved it. All right. Look at this new stuff. Dang. I tell you, I kind of feel special. That's another thing I like about these channels, besides being able to talk about gold and silver. Never did that. Not even with the coin dealer that much. I mean, just wanted to get in and get out, and didn't, what do you call it? Negotiate. I felt it was fair. I was under the impression that fractional gold was a little bit more expensive per ounce because of construction costs. I, but it wasn't exorbitant. I paid a little bit more uh, for a proof in a fancy box with a certificate of authenticity. A little bit more than the, not much more than the ones I got out of the bargain box, the Eagles, the really ugly, dirty kind. So Space Miner did that. And if you, I don't know if you can cancel yourself as a moderator, but if I make you a moderator and you don't want that responsibility, I understand because I don't want that kind of responsibility either. But I like turning the names from gray to blue. Where's my, where's my reptile friend? But anyway, Gator, you're in my poem. Wrote you in there. Minor. Oh, how did he not get on that? Go, go. Oh, I know. Well, there's a few new names, but most of these names are very, very, very familiar to me. Not only because I'm probably most likely, um, what do you call it, subscribe to them, but because I see them in the live chats a lot. And believe it or not, I've seen a lot of these, some of these names in comments that are direct, related to my videos. I was putting out some videos right there, but maybe we're all our own worst critics. But I just don't feel like my channel is doing anything for other people. It's still helping me. I mean, it's like therapy. Oh, here we go. Another moderator. I'm not really the best at anything, and I don't think I'll ever have the most moderators of anybody on here. But I'm certainly trying. Okay, I need a break from that. I need a cigarette. Oh, that's a local guy, person. Uh-oh, Pumpkin's back. Dude, you're gonna have to come around. He, I, I, I've learned how to translate cat talk into "let me in the front door" to "hey, I'm too lazy to come around." But this is not a crippled cat. Although his tail was severed and bloody when they found him. Somebody did some really cruel stuff to this poor little thing. But I hooked him up, and see if this is going to affect things. Oh, that's not too bad. I had to turn off one of my studio lights. It's losing its charge. I do like some of this new high tech stuff where you just plug it into a USB thingy and don't have to fiddle with batteries anymore. Although I do have a lot of batteries, I stack them. They got pretty great shelf lives. So well, I think I've covered all the chat. I've added some moderators. Maybe I'll do another live again someday and use the tripod and strictly concentrate on turning people's names from gray to blue. Get over, come here, boy. Pumpkin's grumbling. Um, so I feel like I might have solved the mystery, this mystery. So maybe that wasn't a typographical error. I don't know, not yet. The fiddling around with people's mail. I still think some got in there, but I think they were thwarted. Hopefully there wasn't something else in there. I don't feel like there was, but hopefully World Money Wins will let me know someday. Buffering. That doesn't surprise me. If something can go wrong with my computer stuff or phone stuff, it just doesn't surprise me. So what a beautiful coin. Yes, indeed. They're probably talking about that pirate ship. Live today. Okay, so there we go. Space Miner joined Artist Resins live. I've seen two or three or four different lives. Sometimes I get on there just to tickle the algorithm. Okay, thank you. Wolf Metal's going to send me his mailing address. There's another orange name. I don't know how to do that. Been to Oahu twice. Lovely place. Uh, thank you, Davinia. Yep, that's where I live. I live on Oahu. Yeah, my baby sister lives Kauai. We got uncles and aunties on pretty much every island except Ko'olave or Lanai. You got to be a you got to be a member of the Robinson family to live there, or have a really extreme Robinson family connection. Canada Post Office on strike. I didn't know they were allowed to go on strike in Canada. I don't know much about Canada except pretty much all my Canadian knowledge, besides a few coins here and there, comes from a novel series called Anne of Green Gables or Anne of Avonlea. And there was a kind of a, I think it was a made for TV. It was definitely a Canadian production. I think Canada puts out some good films. They definitely put out some good rock bands, but yeah, there were, and it was cute. Megan Follows, who I think has the same birthday as me, birth date, not the year, but the day. It's either me or my wife. Just a lovely, lovely film, two-parter. It was on some, I don't know, public access channel, I think, when I first discovered it. But yeah, so my Canadian history is pretty weak. So later resin from Space Miner, Phoenix Coins, Waves Goodbye. Davinia Robbins. So this is when her name was still gray. So I'm doing a rewind in the chat, and then I'm going to let you folks go. Or you can just go. And I don't mind talking to myself. I spend most of my talking is with myself. Not out loud, though. Okay, I'm not that far gone yet. Although when I call myself names, because I do something stupid, I do that out loud. Excuse me. Pumpkin, come over here. Everybody wants to see you. All right, I'll come get you. Wasn't any video streaming services in 1998. Doesn't surprise me. Um, and I'm not even sure if I stream. I guess maybe I am streaming. Ooh, ah, ugh. All right. Oh, the pumpkin's crying. Oh, the sun's up. Come on in, fella. Okay, I hear you. Yeah, all right, put your food up, ding dong. Sorry, it's dark. Look, oh, hey, anybody know about cats? Do all cats try to trip you? Yeah, I hear you. I'm coming. Here's your leftover luncheon meat and milk. Yeah, I know. So him and my bull terrier Forrest have kind of met up close and personal. First time they met, it was a Fast and Furious chasing exercise. But I don't have to worry about this dog catching this cat. Okay, back to the chat. Say you get less from murder than marriage. That's funny. I'm, oh, I've had moments in my life where people think I've been lucky in sales, in golf, and I always remind people, I don't think so. Uh, I share with them my acronym for luck, labor under correct knowledge, because I tell them I used up all my luck when I met my wife, and it's probably saved my life because I was a wild child at 18, 19 years old. I was in great shape. I thought I was pretty smart and didn't think my doo-doo stunk and was a little full of myself. And I was a redneck, very, very, very quick to scrap. But I kind of mellowed out almost immediately after I met her, only because I felt the need not to embarrass her. Phoenix is your mail on the channel. Uh, I think Phoenix's mail is on his channel page. Pumpkin, get over here and say hi. Uh, all this stuff. Okay, here's some names that have turned blue. Northwoods, Wisconsin. I'm, oh yeah, I've been to Wisconsin. So is Kenosha in Wisconsin? Because when I was in Great Lakes, we had to go to, I think it was Kenosha, in order to get beer legally at 18. Couldn't do it in Illinois, apparently. Although it didn't stop us from getting served in downtown Chicago. I think like either Ohio Avenue or Street or Michigan Avenue. There was a pretty famous club there. They had some good bands. I forget the name. That's a 45-year memory. I'm not good that far back. Davina is currently reading some Blake's 7 books currently. Well, that's a new one on me. I'll have to do some Googling. See, Space Mine, Phoenix Coins, Transient Stacker, hello. They drive truck all over, hence the transient. So if I were to give or even talk about precious metals advice or techniques or anything like that, normally I would say not a big fan of safe deposit boxes. But if you spend 90% of your time on the road earning 11 and you collect gold and silver, you wouldn't be able to concentrate driving if you had that stuff, even buried as deep as I bury my stuff. To me, it makes sense to use safety deposit boxes. I'm just not a fan of banks. So yeah, transient stacker. I think they're a truck driver, and I'm I'm kind of raised in the sticks, and we weren't too far from a really big truck stop on Interstate 70, right in the middle of Ohio. And so I met, we called them truckers, and truckers were cool. And a lot of the people in the little town that I grew up in had trucks, and they were over the road truck drivers. Of course, they make things possible to function at least on the mainland. And there's a lot of trucks over here too, moving from one side of the island to another stuff. But yeah, truck drivers, I think they get more respect now than they did back when I paid more attention to truckers. I do remember the truck strike. I'm trying to think when that was. Well, it was probably the summer before my ninth grade year because it's a long story. I'm not going to bore you with my skull fracture, but eventually my dad ended up driving me as fast as he possibly could in a Vega Camback, which is kind of like a Vega station wagon. And he became a highway scab. He somehow maneuvered his way onto I-70 through a blockade, and he had a CB radio, and he was getting cussed at, and I was out of my mind in pain and kind of losing my mind. And some of my mind by that time was leaking out of my nose and my ear. Uh, it was ugly. Basal skull fluid is what officially it was called. Blue name is Ahmad, isn't it? Yes. And your name at this point is still gray, but I'm pretty sure I clicked on you. I know that sounds kind of, in my opinion, crypto is a pyramid scheme or multi-level marketing. Divinia, I'm with you on that. But that doesn't mean that I don't understand that some people have, I'm going to use this term with air quotes, um, profited from it. But I don't know how. Now, if you go to Gators, Gators a video that makes a little bit of sense to me. And I do peruse some crypto channels. There's a Satoshi something or other on there. Economic Ninja talks about crypto. Um, but I'm just too old to fiddle with that. And I was probably too old when I first heard about crypto to bother with it. First of all, it it required the use of electronics, and And even though I've been expecting an EMP for the last 30 plus years, um, yeah, that shied me away from it. And so it's easy for me to shut things out. I don't know anybody that I've met in person that has crypto or did crypto that I'm aware of. Uh, but I've lived a pretty sheltered life. It's hard to it's hard to make friends when you spend September through January in the woods or on the rivers in duck blinds, hiding from creatures. Okay, so I'm with you on that, Davinia, but that doesn't, I don't begrudge. Matter of fact, anybody that I know through this YouTube stuff, and I use the word know loosely, but not only do I not begrudge them of their experimenting or sophisticated way of investing in crypto and getting out and in and out, I am on their side. I am truly on their side. And you can look this way. I hope they get so stuffed with uh, profit that they someday they buy one of my silver items for a extremely exorbitant price, which they can afford, right? So I'm on their side. I'm a cheerleader for them. That's great. Uh, I might have the wrong color pom pom, but I'm on their side. I think it's wonderful, especially for young folks. If there's a way that you can work the system, any system, as long as it's ethical, and you're not purposely cheating people. I think that's fantastic. I'd hate to be, oh man, what? And really, I'd hate to be young. I don't think, I don't know if I don't know if I'd be able to do that. It was hard enough when life was super simple. Uh, it was, it, life was complicated until had no more party lines. Does anybody here old enough to remember party line where you'd pick up the phone, you'd have to make a call, and somebody else is on it talking to somebody that you don't know and you don't know any of them? Yeah, party lines are cool. Not really. And there was a time where you went to make a long distance phone call and an operator would come on and say, "What number are you calling from?" And you'd give them a number, and I'm thinking that's how they charged that particular phone number for that long distance phone call. I never cheated at it. I didn't make a whole lot of long distance phone calls. Pretty much the most consistent long distance phone call I made was to 221 TIKS. That's where I could get concert tickets with my dad's Sears credit card. And I had his Sears credit card number memorized. I went to so many shows. I had such great seats, and they had recorded messages letting you know what shows were coming up. That's how I was able to see a lot of famous bands, sixth row and closer, a lot of front rows, a lot of second rows. And then I don't know, it wasn't scalping, but I would get 4 or 5 tickets, and then sell them off to my friends, and then say, "Oh yeah, but you got to drive," and that way I was able to make enough off of that to pay my dad for the whole ticket nut. That was pretty cool. Now my dad was a mechanical engineer, so I don't know what he did with that money. I know it turned out eventually that he was not good at credit cards, but fortunately I was at the point in life where I could help him that kind of stuff. Besides being a caregiver for 23 years, because he was supposed to die, and I didn't want to have anything to do with that. So I made it so that he could live. They gave him 6 weeks maximum, and they were right. 23 years and 6 weeks. So they got part of it right. Blake Seven was an anti Star Trek. Think Robin Hood, Dirty Dozen in space. Wow, that's a good analogy. Um, I do know Star Trek. I liked Star Trek. Um, I forget when it come out. I don't. There were some episodes that were fresh, but there was only 3 channels back then. I was the baby. of the family. I had no unilateral power of what was being broadcast over the three channels, 4, 6, and 10. But occasionally, like on Saturday mornings, I might be lucky enough to have, there was no remote, so I might be lucky enough to have control to be able to watch Johnny Quest. I loved Johnny Quest. That was a cartoon. Um, but yeah, so, and I might be the only adult male over the age of, I'd say, maybe 25 or 30 that has never seen a Star Wars episode, from start to finish. It was hard to get away from Star Wars stuff, especially after way after those movies were done. Chat setting in some kind of slow mode. Yeah, well, yeah, that's my brain, Davinia. I got a slow mode brain. Don't dox yourself. Your mouth behind the chat. Yeah, I know. You're live on YouTube. You're far from the end. Yeah, no, that's really one of the benefits I like about this YouTube stuff. Yeah, would it be neat to get a check someday just for yapping on into my phone? Yeah, that would hurt my feelings. But I have side hustles that I can do if I need cash. Right now, I still don't have to pay Premium B, part of Medicaid or Medicare. Medicare Plan A, when you hit 65, that's just included. It doesn't really come out of your Social Security check. But if you don't have a pension or an insurance from a pension, like the post office, like my father-in-law, they didn't have to worry about Plan B. But if you don't, you got to pay for Plan B or get a part-time gig like I did that provides insurance that takes the place of Plan B, or at least the requirement. And you can cheat, but they'll catch you. And when they do catch you, they penalize you for life. So, so I think right now the cheapest Plan B in America is $174.70, and I think in 2025, even though there's a 2.5% increase in the Social Security benefit side of it, the minimal Plan B is going up to, I think, 185 or something like that. So they're taking some of that cost of living increase away from. So I'm down at the bottom of the chat. I've already done a recap. Yes, it's 07:05 a.m. in Hawaii. So I always look. I only know the East Coast by heart. So they have fallen back. So I'm 5 hours behind Eastern Standard Time. That might be, I think, maybe 3 compared to California. Thank you, Space Miner. So hope I didn't miss anybody in chat. If I did, it wasn't on purpose. Quick recap. Get on my channel page. Send me an email. It's posted on there. I'll send you a chip and probably some swag, although I don't have stickers, but other people have stickers. Um, Lots of stickers. I am going to be pouring and melting and pouring very, very, very soon. Turns out my fire brick was delivered yesterday to the closest Lowe's. It's about 2 miles away. Going to pick that up today sometime. I did some work yesterday and I'm very, very sore, especially my left knee. I don't understand that. Sciatica is my self-diagnosed nonsense. So I got some really neat stuff. I think they were all from the same person, except for the World Money Wins. And this is just a kindness, uh, kindness of their heart. Super generous person, human, happens to be a male. Uh, Super knowledgeable. Check out his fractional gold exercise, which is still going on. He exhausted a year's worth of buying um, tenth of an ounce, quarters of an ounce, and now he's on the grams. But he did the math and showed the benefit of buying gold by the gram once a month instead of waiting. He prorated grams times the price, spot prices, and so it's definitely an advantage, at least in today's times. Back when I was buying gold at the beginning, it didn't matter. Uh, Prices didn't weren't fluctuating like crazy until about 2000, I think six-ish. Yeah, Capital Currency. Hey, Capital Currency. There's another cool channel. Um, let me do the moderator thingy. So yeah, but you know the alternative to getting old, you know, scares some people. Doesn't scare me. I'd rather spend as much time on Earth with my wife as possible. Um, Statistically, and they definitely used these statistics when they invented Social Security. Which, speaking of cryptocurrencies and pyramid schemes, that's really a super elaborate pyramid Ponzi scheme. But yeah, so it sounds a little morbid, and even though I most likely will die before her, especially um, my recent, I don't know, maybe you guys gave it to me. I never had I never had even a suspicion of heart attack or acute renal failure or hurting my back as bad as I have until I met you guys. So yeah, it's your fault. No, it's ageism. But if I had a preference, I would just like to go, an hour after my wife dies. That'd be fine. Anything longer than a week or so would probably end up being kind of torturous for me. Um, I just can't imagine it. And, I have run into people in real life and on the computer, the phone stuff that have lost their spouse. I just can't imagine it. And I don't think about it. Yeah, it is kind of morbid, but not really. Mortality, here's my theory: life is a race to death, and it does go fast. Time does fly. And so I just try to improve a little bit upon yesterday, even if it's just a fraction of an improvement. That's why I like do lists. It helps me keep track of what I ought to be doing. Now, I have found that as I've gotten older, I don't have the energy. Life is a treadmill or a treat mill, both. Life's a treat. So I, I'm okay. But I have to thank the stacking community, oops, you folks in particularly, for helping me cope with all this extra spare time that I got on my hands because I'm not out chasing the dollar anymore. I haven't in a long time, but even more so since I've moved back to Hawaii to help my wife with her folks. Davina's got 25 to 35 years. Yes, yeah, I think so. Uh, I'm I'm hoping to get another 4 years and 2 months or more. More would be fine. Um, but I'm not interested in going through any elaborate medical procedures to thwart any kind of catastrophic thing that might affect me. I don't want it to affect my wife, but we've talked about that stuff quite a bit actually. I've done most of the talking though. But yeah, so we're good on that. I'm good on that. I have learned that it, I don't think it's possible to make other people happy. Um, but I think it's within my capability to provide opportunities for my wife to make herself happy. Um, and that's what's nice about being simple-minded. For me, is it doesn't take much to for me to get a kick out of something. Yeah, I can't believe it. My dad made it to 89 and a half. My mother is still alive. She was born in 1925. She's going to be 100 years old uh, on 420, assuming she makes it. And it turns out right now she's got COVID again. She's in a facility where she's kind of moved up or down, however you look at it, from independent living to assisted living to the rest home, and now she's in the hospital, in a hospice thing for so long. She's got Alzheimer's so bad she's stuck in 1966 most of the time. And my brother just sent me a text that his dog passed away. I think 11 or 12 years old, and she's got the COVID. I don't understand all that stuff, but apparently it's not super serious anymore like it was the first time she got it. They were all ready to do all kinds of stuff to her, uh, but she had some legal document signed said no, don't do any of that stuff, and so they didn't. But she survived in the, I'm going to call it rest home. It's more like a hospital facility, all connected from the. It's all the same big Catholic facility. Uh, so yeah, so we've got ageism on our side. But I don't want to have to go through open heart surgeries or anything like. I got a fancy stent. If I'd had my heart attack 30 years ago, they'd have had to split my chest open and maybe keep me alive. Cancer, I don't pay attention to any of that stuff. I just deal with the moment and just keep waking up. But I want to quit smoking. I quit smoking right when I met you folks about 3 or 4 months ago. I quit smoking for something like 77 days. But my nerves just can't handle it. I tried the patches, I tried the gums, I've tried the vape thingies. None of it works for me. But I want to quit because the $240 I spend a month would come in handy in other places. Could I go out and get another job? Yeah. On January 1st, 2026, I'll be able to make a lot more money without getting penalized by Social Security because I took my Social Security at 62, and you're only allowed to make so much. Like for instance, for the first 2 years on Social Security, there was 4 months I didn't get my Social Security benefit because I made too much money. But now I've figured that out, uh, and I am going through a change of life right now. I don't know if I'm going to want to or even going to be able to continue doing my part-time job, which does require a lot of lifting. Sometimes, two to on the average 2 to 3,000 pounds a week, just in 3 days. So about 1,000 pounds a day, I move many times. So if I'm moving, 500 pounds, I'll be moving it 3 or 4 or 5 different times, and just do the math. It's a lot of poundage. I don't know if I'm going to want to or be able to do that, but I'm figuring something out. I've been selling some of my baklava, which has been well received, but it's kind of a pain. And there's a security risk, walking around in Waikiki or Honolulu, dealing only in cash. You're susceptible to criminals. Although I sell out really fast, and I purposely don't show up with a whole bunch of it. But 7 stacks, all right. The poker chip goddess. So far, everybody that's left in the chat, I think there's either 4 of us or 3 of us plus me. 7 stacks. You are good. Let me see. Oh, wow. I can scroll with my phone. Didn't Mark Twain say giving up smoking is easy? He did it thousands of times a day. Yeah, yeah. He did. And I say that thing too. Oh, you need to quit smoking. First thing I'll say is, my mom didn't raise no quitter. But then I'll have to resort to, well, I quit every day. I haven't figured out how to smoke in my sleep, which I don't get a whole lot of, but enough. There and so yeah, so maybe I only smoke, and the atmosphere does a lot of the smoking for me. You got this new fast burning, or no, I don't know, some kind of chemical they put in there, and that's what I'm addicted to. I'm not addicted to the nicotine. It's the 1,236 different chemicals they put in there to keep me addicted to it. But if I could figure out of the 20 cigarettes I burn a day or more, the two or three that I really enjoy, I would get by with just smoking two or three or four a day. But unfortunately, I got to go through 30 to find those. But it's God's way of telling me I got too much money. I know that. Just like in the 80s, I survived the 80s. I spent money on stuff that probably should have killed me. Booze, drugs, all that good stuff. All that bad stuff. Sorry. There's no kids on here. Shouldn't be. What is that? Let me see. The actor's name is Bill Nye. He was in a movie. I forget the movie. It was a chick flick. I was watching it with my wife, or while my wife was watching. He says he was a rock star, burnout old rock star, who made a comeback with some remake of some maybe a Beach Boys song. But so he's on like a live music show, TV show, and I think it was geared towards kids, teenagers. And he said something like it. He was a burnout, and he was still. I think he wasn't a junkie anymore, but he was a former. He says, "Kids, don't buy drugs. Become a rock star. Get them for free." I thought that it's kind of Mark Twainish. Oh, I got a little fancy arrow there. So I roll my own for $15 a card. Yeah, I've got a little mechanical machine. I forget who makes it. I had a really fancy one when I lived on the mainland. I think I sold that at auction. I've done the roll your own kind, and I occasionally I've got some. It's probably 3-year old pipe tobacco. Occasionally I'll do one of those just for nostalgia's sake, and I can smoke a 10-year-old cigarette and it wouldn't bother me. I don't really smoke for the flavor. But yeah, that's a really good way to cut the costs. Right now, I'm buying uh, I what's what they called crowns, so I can get them at Costco for $6 a pack if I buy a carton, which is easier for my brain to handle compared to the 10, 11, and $12 it would take if you were to go to a gas station and buy the very same product. But they were 50 cents in the machines at the bowling alley when I first started, and 35 cents uh, a pack. So I could buy a carton for $3 when I was in the Navy, especially when we were underway. That made it easier to smoke as a poor person because I don't know how much I made back then. I think even as an E3, I don't think it was much more than $300 or $400 a month. But in cash when we were out at sea, that was cool. Then we moved back. Then I finally ended up in Honolulu, which eventually saved my life because I met my wife. But then we started getting checks. That was a bummer. Well, it was a lot easier to save money, that's for sure. Yeah, I've tried that vape stuff, Divinia. I probably went through 7 or 8 of those machines from either losing them or dropping them, and I never really got, other than there were some pretty cool flavors. I never really got what I needed out of it. Um, so I'm not saying I'll never try to do that again. But it all boils down to the money factor. It's not my health. It's not, before even after my heart attack, I still would, I mean, I walk 5K a day and not a stroll. I haven't been lately because I hurt my back, but I'm to the point now where I feel like I can do that, uh, except for since my back pain's gone away and I don't have to apply direct pressure to my most acute pain spot in order to walk, just regular walking, like from the bathroom to outside and back. My knee and I get a tingly thing, so I don't know. I'm thinking it's sciatica. My workman's compensation medical facility just seems to only be caring about how much money they can make off of it. So I'm about ready to give up on all that stuff, and I'm either going to go back to my heavy lifting job or find something else or do a side gig enough to take care of my premium B and a little extra cash, smoking money. But I live very, very, very simple, very frugal. I really have no bills. I, against my better judgment, right before the shutdown here, I was looking for a used Toyota truck, but they're so expensive here compared to the mainland, and I should have, in hindsight, I should have shipped my 2003 Tundra, and it'd still be fine. But that's a long story. But I didn't, and so I was looking for 3.5 years, and eventually one of the salesmen that I had run into in my travels looking for a truck. I was driving a little Toyota Echo. I paid $700 for that thing. Um, I don't mind beaters, but I wanted a truck because I do have a lot of future renovation work that I'm going to be using it, and I have used it to repair and build some raised raised beds and all that kind of stuff, and some repairs on the house. But yeah, truck's handy, and I've always had a truck. I like having a truck. I like having a truck for when I need a truck, but I like having a little beater for when I don't need a 6 foot bed. But it's so expensive to keep your license plate in Hawaii. It's all based on the weight of the car, and there's so many taxes. So, for instance, every January I got to spend $458 to get a little itsy bitsy sticker to put on the back of my rear license plate every year. And of course, you got to pay insurance, that kind of stuff, car insurance, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's double what it would be on the mainland because we're a no fault state. But yeah, but so I don't have, and so I got a 0% loan on that, and I've got, I think, one or two more payments left, and so that's going to be $458 extra to my cash flow. But I only have two bills: cell phone for my wife and I, and the Spectrum Wi-Fi thingy that I've got for my mother-in-law and my wife because they do watch TV. And then the Wi-Fi thingy does come in handy, but I could live without. I'm not saying I'd want to live without a phone, and most of that's because of the YouTube stuff now. Had I not met you folks 3 or 4, however many months ago it was, I would be able to say I don't need a phone. I don't call a whole lot of people. I mean, texting is nice. It's convenient. It is like having a phone booth in your pocket when you need it, if you need it. But my wife and I are not huge texters back and forth. Um, and that's pretty much the only human that I would want to stay in semi-constant contact with. But we don't even though we have the capability, we don't do that. It's so I could live without. I could definitely live without Spectrum cable. Uh-oh, Forrest is up. So is my wife. So it's a great time to come to what you call an end. So yeah, I've been concentrating on that. I'm definitely gonna be admiring this. Uh, it's like it's officially a coin, right? Because it's a sovereign coin with a dollar denomination. So coin. I don't get wrapped up. That they're all coins to me. This thing, yeah, that's I know it's officially a round, uh, but it's a coin to me. Yeah, that's a round, but it sure looks like a coin. Um, that's not a coin, but it used to be. It's missing three of its brothers or sisters, quadruplets. Um, so yeah, I don't get too caught up in the technical stuff. I like to razz people every so often about it, but not so. Anybody left here? Okay, so Wolf Metal stacking. We're straight on the getting you a poker chip, uh, and I again I'm going to be doing some pours here very soon. Matter of fact, yesterday I went and I found me some really neat molds. I was looking for a makeup. I call it a makeup brush to brush away the talcum that people like Silverpunk and other pourers do when they're casting. I've got the fancy Permabond or Perma something clay. I've even got a fancy mold. I've thought of some other ideas to do just straight sand casting pours. I'd like to maybe make a credit card shaped, I'm going to air quote, bar Petrobond. That's it. 5 pounds I got to start with. 7 stacks. Everybody's going to get a pour. Um, I've, I don't know what this is. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. Now, some of this stuff I know what I'm going to do with. I'm going to keep that till I die. I'm going to keep that till I die. I'm going to keep that till I die. Uh, that, that, and a bunch of other super generous gifts, and whether they're wins or whatever, just really, really warms my heart. The generosity that is on display and in practice constantly on these stacking channels and other channels. I follow some people. I was a prepper. I actually had a prepper channel. I was uninvited from YouTube. I was abruptly kicked off of Facebook, um, and it was Twitter when it was called Twitter. I didn't last very long on Twitter at all. That was uh, I just didn't know how to control my thoughts and my typing, and not didn't care that I was typing stuff that I wasn't supposed to. I even made memes. Good fun, especially during that cough era. Oh man. So I don't try not to think about that stuff anymore. But yeah, so this is cool. But I feel like I'm following the guidelines. I'm using code words. Um, yeah, no. So I'm going to be doing all kinds of different pours, grams. So I'm melting some. Is it because they got milk spots on them? Yeah, kind of, sorta, not really. But because I bought them so cheap, I could, I can just melt, like for instance, a 4/9 maple leaf, which again, I heard from somebody that's a little bit easier or better than 3/9, but I got some harmonics and I'm pretty sure they're 3/9. Will I be melting any silver American Eagles? No, I'm an Eagle freak. Um, I've sent out a few of them for, swag or in lieu of swag. But yeah, so I'm not caught up on my silver stack as far as, is it going to last for the rest of my life? Is it going to, what would I, when I turn 70, will I convert it into something that maybe I think I want at the time? I don't know. I can't imagine what that want would be. Um, I really, I wouldn't mind doing something with it. I just have no idea what it would be. I'm not a traveling. Oh, well, I just thought of something. Uh, I maybe a trip to Las Vegas, and if everybody there's still kicking, do one of those greet up meetups. Hey, Forrest, and yeah, that would be cool. That would be worth it. Um, but yeah, so I'm not caught up on. So yeah, put your check my channel thingy. There's an email there. My address is on there. My fancy post office box. You send me a poker chip if you got them. That would give me joy, and that'd be an easier way for me to keep track. But if you just want, you don't need to reciprocate. Just send me an email. I'll put you on my pour list. How's that? Not POOR list, but POUR list. And so I got a bunch of candidates that want to be melted, and I don't even talk them into it. It's not their decision. It's about the only unilateral power I have left in life is to decide who I want to melt and who I don't want to melt. But it won't be an eagle, but definitely maples, definitely philharmonics. And now since I found out about the difference between 4/9 and 3/9, probably going to be more on the maple. Like for instance, Steely Stacker, he owns a couple, Canadian maple leaf coins. And so I figure his would be made out of harmonic since he's already got a maple, so to speak. I figure, but he doesn't have a harmonic. Well, at least he'll be able to say, "Oh yeah, this used to be a harmonic," and I'll film all this stuff so that it's uh, on the up and up, so that they could. Oh yeah, no, that's 999 or that's 999. And I got the stamping kit. I pretty much got everything except the fire brick now. I got 2 MAP gas fancy torch kits. Eventually, I'll probably get one of those furnaces. I'm thinking propane because propane would have other uses like grilling and other survival type uses. I don't have to worry about staying warm too much over here, but it does get chilly for the locals. Not me. I don't care. Uh, Davina, bye for now. Thank you. Hope to see you again later someday. Thanks for all your input and keep living. It's great. Uh, Capital Currencies says, I have two silver CC poker chips I'll have in my next auction. Yeah, the auction stuff is cool. I don't know whose account I used to click on it or whatnot. I haven't, I think I've registered. I think I confirmed my email. I'm interested in at least learning that stuff. I see these auctions on the regular YouTube channels and I hesitate to get involved. I'll stimulate the tickle their algorithm and leave a like, but I don't want to be asking stupid questions. Where it looks like the whatnot thingy, there might be kind of like a tutorial that goes along with it. And, you know, it's possible that I have to get something, some kind of Venmo or Zenmo or Zelo or something or other. And I don't know if I'm ready to go that far with it, but it'd be cool to be able to purchase and or sell, kind of like trade slash sell stuff on there. But that's kind of superfluous for me right now. My poor motivation is to uh, in lieu of stickers and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, these stickers are cool. I just don't want to have to go through whatever it is I did to get these things made. But obviously, somehow I figured it out. But I don't want. I'm not. I just don't want to deal with it. To me, I'd have more. Um, but you can ask anything. I have a great community. Well, thank you, Capital Currency. I appreciate that. Wolf Metal Stacking says, Davinia, from all the research and such I've done about it, it seems to be cleaning, molding residue that causes it. If it wasn't used back in the day, that's why it doesn't happen. Yeah, I've learned so much of different stuff. I never would have dreamt about pouring my own little bars or rounds or uh, anything. There was a time where, I mean, I've been slightly artistic on a few different things. I used to make crafts with coyote skins and doe skin and bones and antlers, and then I learned, and it was mostly out of I was cheap. I'd see neat stuff that was made out of leather. Or I go, man, I want that. And I look at the price tag. Oh man, I don't want that much. So I just learned how to make stuff. I did the same thing with Indian beadwork. I ended up getting a small loom to learn on. Then I had a huge loom, and then I learned, oh, I can put it inside some neat, inexpensive frames that you could get at the dollar store and either give them away as really cool gifts or, heaven forbid, sell them. I've sold some Indian, well, technically I can't use the word Indian beadwork, but Indian style beadwork. But I did my research in the Smithsonian Institute, find a design, recreate it on graph paper, and then just, become a beading fool. And then I got into sculpting with clay. Had a kiln. Man, that thing, kilns are electricity suckers. So then I found polymer clay and I did a lot of bull terrier modeling. And there are people all over literally the world that have little bull terrier statues that I made, especially when I found glow in the dark uh, polymer clay. I think that might have been Fimo, but I mostly dealt with Sculpey or Fimo. And so I'm going to learn. I don't have to learn. I've already know how to do it, but I'm going to have to figure out how to make molds using something that I've crafted with polymer clay, which you can just cure in the oven. It's really simple, super cheap too. And I just actually bought some Sculpey, although I'm pretty sure I shipped some. I just can't find it right now. And they had some at Ben Franklin Crafts, and it was very affordable. And they only had two packages left, so I bought that. Not the colored kind, just the regular gray stuff, because it doesn't matter whether it's colored or not. So yeah, I can be a little crafty. So I'm optimistic that I'm going to come up with some super stuff. That's probably a homemade pour type thing. That's not that I'm not going to be embarrassed by. But I'm not sentimental. So the first thing that I end up that ends up coming out of whatever it is I make is probably going to be a Philharmonic for Steely Stacker. And I'm just gonna let my imagination kind of take over. You know, maybe glean some ideas from other pours. You know, sometimes imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but I'm not gonna go crazy copying other people's ideas and stuff. But and I've thought of some stuff, and then oh yeah, that's good. I'll write it down, and then days later I'll watch a video, and it'd be a video about what I thought I came up with on my own. So I'm not so paranoid that I think that they're listening to my thoughts through my phone, like the NSA. Popped your breaker last night because I had a furnace and heating going. Yeah, that's another reason why I'm thinking propane versus an electric um, furnace forge. Uh, because this is a 1972 circuit box here, and I hate dealing with electricity. I actually have a one window air conditioner. I got it for the last the last boy, Ikaika, bull terrier. He had some allergy issues after I moved him to Hawaii, and I felt like a respite from the heat and humidity in where he spent most of his time in our bedroom, that it would benefit of him. And then I realized, oh, I don't mind air conditioning at night. My wife likes it. So I found a window air conditioning unit. It's made by Toshiba. I found it early, right after I got here, practically. And I bought two of them because I understand inflation, and I figured the first one I bought would last about 2 or 3 years, and I knew the prices would go up, so I bought two. Well, that second one's still in the box because that first air conditioner, 8 years it's been working now, and it works just fine, but it only draws 5 amps. I don't have to worry about, um, a breaker. I don't. Ugh, I don't like electricity. I know how to do electricity. I'm a DIYer. I had a huge house that I had to bring out of the 70s into the 21st century. So, but with plumbing, I'm good at plumbing. And I've made a lot of mistakes. But the worst that happened was I got really wet or something got damp, like maybe some hardwood flooring. But with electricity, you can get really dead, and I'm just not ready yet. And I don't want to die from an accident, because that, especially a preventable one. And I learned the hard way. Your circuit tester, you make sure the batteries in it are fresh, because I learned that the hard way. Fortunately, it was in a very small bathroom, and so it didn't throw me too far of a distance before I collided with the shower tub enclosure that I had just installed. But yeah, I think I'm going to go propane, and I wouldn't mind grilling. I'm a horrible griller, but even my worst efforts were pretty delicious. Um, and possibly a smoker, because if it gets to the point where I am able to do some hunting here, the only thing really to hunt here practically besides fish, and you got to be careful doing that, because not only the ocean can kill you, but other anglers that feel like it's their territory could definitely ruin your day. But wild pig, I can hear the wild pig sometime from my house, especially, at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, when somebody's not starting up their loud car or motorcycle, or their alarms going off, or they're lighting off fireworks, or the rooster. Sometimes between the rooster crows, I feel like I hear the pigs. They're not that far, maybe as close as 70 yards, 50 yards. I'm not that far from the jungle. But yeah, propane is probably, but I'm going to stick with the poor man crucible pour. I do feel the need to get some more crucibles. Right now, I'm not going to fiddle with gold until I get some more crucibles, and I'm going to have some dedicated crucibles, a couple for gold and the others for silver. I'm not going to get into copper. I've got a bunch of copper that I've just picked up off of scavenged off of the street, and people leave out their appliances. I've been known to, on my walks, my brisk walks, I carry a wire cutter. Um, not it's practical too, you get poked with a wire cutter, it hurt in case I had to poke somebody for whatever reason. Pouring with gas for, okay, so here we go. So we still got a couple people in here. Four people. It's either three people plus me or four people plus me. Might go live in a while and do some pouring. Yeah, Capital. I've watched your pours. There was one you had where I didn't I didn't get to watch it, but I saved it. It was like the glow in a dark photo background, and it's just the glow in the back. It might be a thumbnail or something or other. But super cool. Yeah, you have the reverse C's, correct? Oh yeah, yeah. Praying hands. There was some pews. Um, the flying turtle. You have a flying turtle. Is that you? Um, that was Thursday night. Yeah, all my nights, my days and nights are so mixed up. CC, I just don't even hardly pay attention anymore, except for doctor's appointments and tests, and the second Wednesday of every month. That's when I get my Social Security. I don't do anything with it, but I like to see it come in. Yep, that's all you. Yeah, and with the whitetail, is that you? With the whitetail in the background, they showed up, and you took a break and went out and threw some corn down for them. I think that's you. Yep. Yeah, that. Oh man, the pouring's exciting and very exciting sometimes, and suspenseful sometimes too, as an observer, as an attendee. But the whitetail, boy, that just man, I used to spend so much time in the woods, and I was very judicious in my conservation, my harvesting of meat and hide. And did you know? You probably know this that every deer's brain has enough. I'm going to say tannins, for lack of a probably a more accurate term, to tan the whole hide. I just thought that was so cool, and I use that. So all the doe skin that I harvested and processed were I didn't use any chemicals, which is cool. Yeah, I've had deer come up really close to me. I did not hunt for antlers. I hunted for being out in the woods. I hunted. I'd always take my metal detector with me too. Um, I just mostly meat. Yeah, yeah. Mammals are like that, and I don't know if humans. I don't know about humans, um, but yeah, that's pretty neat. Yeah, I coyote. I never, although I did more of a dry cure with the coyote because I didn't want it to be super supple like the doe skin. I needed it to be a little rigid because I made quivers mostly. Um, and then, you get paid by a farmer. Used to get paid by farmers for groundhogs, and then I'd use the groundhog meat for my turtle lines, and then the turtles to eat because they're delicious. Oh, and then I use the shells occasionally in crafts, but not too much. Yeah, I don't hunt for antlers. I've had the opportunity to consider antlers, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like the doe meat was better. Not as didn't have it just different. Um, but eventually, if you're depends on what you're doing with, summer sausage, anything like that. That I don't think it made much of a difference. But I have had a pretty specific palate, I guess, for that. But yeah, food freezers, I'd rotate, donate. In Ohio, most of the times you're only going to be allowed to harvest um, one deer, whether it be antler or antlerless. But then there was some. Then all of a sudden they'd come up with like a muzzle loading season, so you'd be able to get a muzzle loading tag, and then sometimes they might even have a season where you could get as much as six antlerless tags in certain zones. I never felt the need to chase after that much meat, but it almost always never failed that I'd end up with too much meat that I thought that my appetite would be able to budget. And so, I gave a lot of food away. There were some people that didn't want it. Oh no, because you told them what it was. But if you instead of giving it to them raw, bring them something that's already been prepared. and yeah, then their attitude changes pretty quick. Yeah, there's certain aspects of harvesting a buck that I just didn't care about. Plus, uh, they're kind of neat. There was way less male deer than there were female deers, and the state of Ohio manages the deer population, and I think there's still, I haven't checked for the last 8 years, but back in 2017 and before, they managed the size of the deer herd in Ohio to about, believe it or not, 600,000 animals. But there are some pay to play type ranches where they raise bucks and they charge guys to go in and hunt, and then if you harvest some antlers, then you got to pay for the antlers. It's just super expensive, very exorbitant. But yeah, they're just pertinent things. But I was mostly into the meat, and I didn't need I didn't I like a variety, so I had to mix up, kind of budget my hunting times between different types of meat. I'm very partial to the taste of duck, uh, Canada goose. They're okay, but my dogs loved goose, and you're only allowed to harvest so many of those stuff per day or per season anyway. So, but between that and crappie and bluegill and perch and walleye and sogeye and turtle and squirrel, rabbit. Although rabbits, since they kind of let the hawk population get out of hand, and we've got bald eagles where I lived in Ohio, so they took care of a lot of the rabbit population. So, and I wasn't super fond of rabbit, but I like dove, and so I would just try to rotate through all those foods and have a variety. Um, so capital currency says antlers are a byproduct. Yeah, I tell you what, when it comes to antlers, yeah, knife handles, very cool. Buttons, latches for possible bags. I used to make all kinds of neat muzzle and accessory type stuff. But when it comes to the antlers, well, I'll tell you what is exciting is hunting for sheds. That's fun and really not that difficult. I, you know, just kind of go up and down fence lines, looking for arrowheads or maybe metal detecting at the same time, and you run into, it wasn't really that hard to find sheds. I'd say maybe February, March. Okay, so one of my aunts was like that. Surprised her one year with lasagna for her birthday and told her afterward that it was ground deer meat. She said it was the best she ever had. Yes, I've had to, I don't know, trick people into eating deer meat, but yeah, two does and a buck every year. That's really good. Yeah, plus I just love being in the woods. One of my favorite woods activities is to get out early, get me a squirrel, and then I'll eat it for breakfast right there in the woods. With my, I'd have a 1022, a Ruger, and that was just great fun. Great fun. Just made me feel like I was born in the wrong century. Yeah, a lot of people find out, not the hard way, the good way, that venison is pretty delicious. And it doesn't, I don't think it takes any, I don't think it takes an art to prepare it. Now, there are some people that have some recipes that are just outstanding. Yeah, and I don't, I'm a budget-minded person, and so, it's not really that hard to compute. You take your license, your hunting license, plus your deer tag or tags, the cost of those, even gas, how much per slug if you're using a shotgun, or how much per ball or sabot if you're muzzle loading, um, all the accoutrement, the fox urine, the scent cover, all, and you just lump all those expenses into one, and then you harvest something, and you get X amount of pounds of edible meat, and then you can even filter in the leftovers like bone and antler and hide and any income or any cash that you can produce from the sale of a craft made from that stuff. You can kind of figure out how much per pound venison truly is, and it is, wow, 98% cheaper than anything you can buy in the stores if you think about it. If you're just, you go out once or twice a year with your buddies and you get a deer and you take it to old Charlie with the big tree every season, and he used to be a butcher for the IGA, and you pay him X amount to get a bunch of fresh venison meat. That's still going to be way, 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 way cheaper than the grocery stores, and I think probably healthier. And you might save somebody's life or definitely their day by eliminating what might be people consider too many deer in the herd because of the rut and traffic accidents. Man, I had a neighbor. Uh, man, she seemed like she hit a deer every year, or it hit her. But I didn't split hairs that closely on that kind of stuff. Mostly, yeah, game taste and a little bit of gamey taste never really bothered me too much. Now over here with the pig, there's some kind of cootie that they get, and it's not trichinosis or anything like that, but it's my brother-in-law. He's like a fifth generation pig hunter on Kauai, and his boys really, I mean, they're just totally, he's got Pharaoh hounds. He raises, dogs specifically for hunting, and so they have to. I feel like there's a, I don't know if it's requirement is the right word, but it's recommended that you smoke the meat first before you do anything else to it besides soaking it, bleeding it out properly, and then smoking it before you do anything else. And I actually was fortunate to go to Kauai one year. It's been, wow, 20 something years ago. And I went pig hunting with them. And they let me go in there and stick the pig, a sow. And before we left Kauai, we were eating that pig. Oh, it's delicious too. You had a Portuguese. Thanks, Silent Silver. Nice to meet you. Um, it's called a Portuguese recipe called binha doce. I'd call it, in layman's terms, I'd call it sweet and sour pork. Oh my gosh, super delicious. Oh, we still got High Desert Pioneer. Oh, hey, let me see. I think you were like, I don't know. I felt like I was in a tree stand, looking at the mountains and looking for a storm to come in. Was that you, High Desert Pioneer? I think so. I forget. There was, wasn't silver stacking chat, but it was super interesting. I I'm not obsessed with precious metals, but I definitely pay attention to them a lot. I still do a little bit of prepper channel viewing, but that just really is the same old every time, except for maybe if they're talking about some new legislation or something that's affected them or any current events. But I don't. Okay, Capital Currency, run safely. Take care. Thanks for adding to the chat. Um, Yeah, so I occasionally, and a little bit of humorous type political, I'd call it commentary. I forget the names of these people. Um, and I still watch the cute puppy and kitty cat rescue stories, and I watch a few bull terrier uh, videos here and there. Usually I leave that cute stuff up to my wife to, hey, honey, come look at this. I like that kind of stuff. Um, some Ohio related stuff, just to, it tickles a nostalgic nerve every so often. Like when they were complaining about recent immigrants into Springfield, Ohio. My mom and oldest brother were born in Springfield. I know Springfield really well, so when I watched a couple of those, I didn't need to watch much to figure it out, but I remember a lot of the locations that they would casually mention. That's kind of neat stuff, but I don't have a whole lot of interest um, in most subjects as much as I do following precious metals. And a lot of that has to do with is I really enjoy, and I'll use the word supporting channels. And for me, that's just clicking the like button. Super simple stuff: subscribing, liking, uh, watching, the or letting the ads run, as long as they're not, 45-minute ads like the guy that wants to talk about your liver and the Dr. Gundrys of the world. I I will was I forget what the thing is. Skip. I will do the skip button on those. But thanks, Capital. Take care. And I think this is a good time to wrap it up. I don't know who I got left in here. Silent Silver just passing by and smashing the like button. Silent Silver, that is super, super nice of you to do. I was trying to solve a mystery. I think I solved all my mysteries. This wasn't supposed to be very long, but apparently, Liberty Bleeds Silver thinks I might have a slight reputation for having chats that go on and on and on and on for not a whole lot of reason except for my own therapy. So I see, looking for any other new names that I might have missed. I can't see very well. I think I've touched base with everybody. If I didn't, it wasn't on purpose. So whoever's left in here, thank you for showing up. There, the dot bonding time. That's right. That's right. That was you, right? Your camera was just kind of mountain, and there was I could see some cloud cover, like you were waiting for a storm to come in, and it reminded me of sitting in a stand when I used to climb trees. Eventually, I stopped going up the trees because of all the poachers that weren't paying attention to laws and safety and stuff. Because when you're bow hunting, except during shotgun season or gun season, you don't have to wear orange. Well, that can be kind of dangerous when you're up a tree and there's people trespassing into onto property that it took you 3 years to get permission just to bow hunt, and the landlord say no guns though, no guns. Okay, and some guy's out there plinking with his kid with a couple 22s. Yeah, not fun. But I think that was you. If it wasn't, I will find out. But I think that was you. But well, thanks for everybody, especially to the my gift givers. World Money Wins, killer channel. I mean, high educational, and it's not all silver and gold. I mean, there's physical media, as he calls it. DVDs, just super eclectic subject matter. And I feel like this guy is pretty intelligent, a lot smarter than me. But his channel definitely worth checking out. And if you're not into silver and gold, it's no problem. He got the skateboarding, electric skateboards, huh? Super smart. And then Liberty Bleeds Silver. I don't. Is there anybody that doesn't know who this guy is? He is a promoter, a creator, pretty artistic, plays a pretty mean guitar too, super talented, um, and obviously super generous and kind of he got some talent when it comes to decorating and gift givings. And look at this. That's to me that is that is genius. That is, and it fits his channel name and theme and philosophy just perfect. So I want to thank everybody that come in here, all my uh, people that have sent me chips and swag and these super generous gifts. You don't need to do that, but I really appreciate it. It's just going to make my reciprocity chore a little bit more. I'm going to have to put more ingenuity into it. Uh, but thank you so much, everybody. It coming up on 3 minutes even. How about that? Perfect. So I'm going to hit the off button figure out how to do it again. And I'm gonna try to do it at 3 hours perfect. Oh no, I'm gonna be like a car salesman, make it $259.99. Take care, everybody. Aloha. Don't forget to get what you can when you can, while you still can, for the best price you can, without neglecting other priorities, obligations, and investments. Aloha. All right, then.